Hello and welcome to Happy Foot, Sad Foot, your LAFC gateway drug, and the only LAFC podcast that is seceding from America because you don't represent us, motherfuckers. I'm Travis Helwig. You're not our club. Vince, you're muted. And
Vince, you're muted.
Your audio.
It was your turn. I'm Darren Miller. Vince will join us shortly.
No, I'm gonna go party. I'm good.
All right,
you
Vince
guys got
is
it.
out. That's all it took.
Look, we got to watch just now what was one of the best games in LAFC history, right? We got to accomplish something really, really rad in a really, really cool way. And when people talk about soccer only being about trophies, and I say that that's not true, this is what I fucking mean, right? Nights like tonight, where we get to say we were down to the best, one of the best teams on the continent. We were down to the biggest team on the continent. And with 15 minutes left in the game, we took it over and we won the whole fucking thing. And we get to go to Atlanta and in 2 weeks play Chelsea in a game that matters.
I cannot believe I just heard that sentence. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Have you guys seen the crest of the Tunisian team?
No.
It has like a little man holding a soccer ball.
We haven't had to care until now.
It's glorious. Oh, guys, I knew this was going to happen all along. Haven't I been telling you all week? Like
you did.
All these people saying, your bet. I won my bet.
Your bet.
Yeah, my bet cash because thanks to Brian Rodriguez.
If I didn't have the halftime stipulation, I would have won my bet as well.
That's true.
That's true.
Travis should get like a 10% kickback or something.
Yeah, give me a little bit of it. And yeah, I'm bringing the fucking green kit that I said I'd never wear again out of retirement because Denny Bouanga scored the most important goal of his LAFC career. I mean, sans the goals against the Galaxy, can you think of a goal from Denny Bouanga that meant more to this club? I think this is it. He
scored a lot of very late goals, but I do think this is it. That was in the Bouanga Blast drink parlance. That was kind of a Bouanga squirt.
Excuse me?
You got the juice box, right? And it just kind of squirts out. That was what that was. It was just well placed.
Must be a weird game when Darren's going.
You're going squirt like right away.
Yeah.
Squirt has a lot of meetings. And I think I was pretty clear about the one I was using.
I mean, Vince, before we get into talking about the game, when my wife won an Emmy, Universal Studios sent her a bottle of 10-year-old Dom Perignon.
Oh, my God.
And now she doesn't drink champagne. And she's told me to save this for a special occasion. Now, no one watching thinks that we're going to win the Club World Cup. This is us winning the Club World Cup, right? So in true spirit, we normally only open these when we beat the Seattle Sounders, but this one's special. It's a special occasion. I'd like to open. I don't know how much this costs.
Is she going to define this as a special occasion?
I mean, she
doesn't
like
drink
champagne.
It, though, so
is she like a special occasion, like between the two of you?
Yeah, what is she going to do?
No,
she's not going to drink it.
Definitely not. She didn't want to get married. I had to make her get married. What are you talking about?
That checks out.
We got married in a car in Las Vegas.
Was it a cool car at least?
Goodness.
No, it was like an Audi. We rented an Audi.
Oh, yeah, no, not a cool.
Not like a wedding car. All right, talk to us about the game, Vince. What did you see? Why is Dolo in? Why do we have to bring him back? And answer my first question. Are we back?
Absolutely, 100% back. I mean, there was I wasn't really on the board with this being the biggest game in LAFC's history, but if you are, then you better be going nuts right now. And then on top of it, like the fact that LAFC falters in big games is what we heard all week leading up to this. And like they went down, as you said, to one of the biggest clubs in North America, found a way back.
I mean, that is faltering in a big game, can you?
I thought they were going to win it in regular time. And actually some of the momentum came out, in the first half of extra time. And then they found a way again. They found a footing. It was a cagey game. It looked like a final. Two teams that really didn't want to make mistakes, didn't want to take a lot of risks going forward. But LAFC, like we said, they kind of rise to the level of their competition, especially at home. And they were intense. They were focused. They were, it was a team effort. Really, and I don't mean that to be like silly. Like they were really on top of, like, if a guy went down, someone else was there to back him up. Like there was just a really concerted, focused effort to not let the silly mistakes that we've seen throughout the season get in the way, and it paid off. Oh.
I have a feeling Travis left in part due to this comment that we saw here. He says, Andrew Bauer posted, Travis, your video is so shitty. Why must you deprive us of your beautiful face? Travis's video wasn't the best quality, but we're not here for video quality. We're not here for bit rates. And that's evidenced by the fact that we all watched this game on DAZN, which is how I learned last week that's how it's pronounced.
DAZN.
DAZN. On DAZN.
Who's watching for our
ways that are
make
more sense than DAZN,
right?
Yeah, you're not watching for faces. Oh man, I think you made such a great point.
Danzin. Does Ted Danzin own?
You made such a great point about it. Just felt like they were so locked in a way that we've seen them not be plenty of time, too many times. I noticed in the first half, there were so many moments where they kept their composure, where it was like, well, this is the moment where they lose their composure, and they didn't. And it was like, all right, we're seeing them like focused. But yeah, I noticed that too, and it was just so refreshing to see that team. But it did feel like they really were kind of white knuckling it. I thought Club America was white knuckling it more than I expected. I thought they were like, oh shit, this is a big game. We got to figure this out, more than I expected, which was nice. But it didn't, the mode that LAFC found was great, but didn't feel like, oh yeah, they could do that every game. It felt like they really dug deep for it.
It was somewhat surprising how much of the ball Club America had and how much they weren't doing anything special with it. Like LAFC was really keeping them in front. They were moving the ball around a lot, and like they had a lot. This is like the quintessential, like, who cares if you have possession if you don't do anything with it? And they really didn't have any answers. They have had some struggles this year. They've been a very good defensive team, which we talked about in our little like text thread that the three of us have during the game. Like their defenders are very good. Their center backs are incredible. They're a very good defensive team. But going forward, like, yeah, they were on the ball a lot. But like, did you really feel worried? Like almost at any point in the game? Not necessarily. I mean, obviously they win a penalty. But until like the very end, when they had like a couple of close calls that Hugo was there for and was going to save the entire time, like not really special. I mean, we went toe to toe with them, and LAFC deserved this. They really did.
Yeah, there were, like you mentioned, there were a couple moments where Lloris made some saves that not everyone would make and wouldn't have been his fault if they had gone in. Like the weird deflections that are like, ooh, okay. All right. Mm-hmm. But other than that, yeah. I did have that feeling in the first half of like, oh, they're like giving us a real chance here. And it was interesting that when they went up, I'm sure much will be made of, it's all hindsight, right? The coach's decision to make all those subs at the end and then be stuck after although to just completely rule out the possibility of us tying the game is a little silly. But yeah, much will be made of those decisions to make those subs. But a different game plan would have had them like coming out with a lot more fire right from the top. And they didn't seem to even be trying to do that.
I mean, it was interesting besides Valdez. Like, so Henry Martin is one of their goal scorers. He's been injured a lot. He just came back towards the end of the playoffs for them, the Ligia. So I think if he would have been fit, they would have had a little more options off the bench. But you're right, Darren. Like, to just make those substitutions and bring on young guys, hoping that like you can take care of that corner and then see out the game was suspect. Like it, and luckily they had extra.
It's weird to be arrogant there after not being arrogant in the first 15 minutes. Is what you know what I mean?
And they had an extra substitution, I believe, because Cáceres had a concussion or so. Like, I don't know why they had an extra substitution. I think you only get one in extra time, but they had two, and so did LAFC. So I'm thinking that's the reason why they did. But yeah, it was almost like they never considered, oh wait, there could be 30 minutes extra of this game.
Yeah, well, yeah. When he started making those subs, that was a thought I had too. I was like, oh, is he like thinking about guys for who will be better for extra time or even PKs? Like, who's the best PK kicker? Like, what exactly is going on? But I don't know. They also were like, they did play while they didn't come out like trying to steamroll us like I thought they might. They did play like professionally in a way that does feel like just like getting the goal and then closing it down does kind of check out, where it's just like, yep, we did the thing and now we're going to button this up and we're good. And yeah, I don't know. It's the same kind of thing that we've seen Dolo get criticized for before, where we get the 1-goal lead and he tries to button it up and it doesn't happen. And it's interesting to see the other side of it. I don't know if it's that as similar as it seems in the moment right now, but
I mean, he'll get same way Steve would for any changes. He'll get massacred by the press in Mexico, and whether or not they'll be completely correct. Like, look, at the end of the day, you make changes and it can either go your way or it can't. It's all in hindsight, right? And it's very easy for journalists to get to say like, oh, these are the wrong changes. He definitely didn't do it to like park the bus. I mean, watching that team, I will say for on his side for making changes was like they were running out of gas. They did just they did just go through the playoffs. They had two tough games against Toluca heading into this game. So you can understand why they might not have been had the level of fitness. And LAFC, like the opposite side was like LAFC really threw caution to the wind. They went to that 4-2-3-1. We saw Under playing as a 10, which is something new for LAFC. They hadn't really done this season. And they started just creating chance after chance after chance to where it just felt like it was going to happen. And then, after the goal, like I said, I thought they were going to win. I thought they were going to. They
had that one last chance with a beautiful cross to nobody.
Oh,
I don't know who would have been there in the ideal scenario, but
David Martinez. I was about as mad as Ante was. I was furious. Like, how you're not even taking a chance on that in that type of game. You're the off winger. You have to be there in that position. You have to be optimistic in that way, and that's why he was so beyond frustrated. And we saw David Martinez a little like shooken by it because I think he understood that was a big moment that he really was supposed to be there for. But yeah, it was very interesting how they had all that momentum, thought they were going to win it. And then we start the first extra time, the first half of extra time. And I'm like, ooh, a lot of the momentum's gone the other way. This is kind of scary. Like this is worrying. But again, they managed to kind of get a foothold, and I thought Amaya was good, really good in the second extra time period, finding spaces, trying to provide a little bit of like that 10 quality that was lacking after Under came out. And I think that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, that was interesting. Under did show up, like you said, in a way that was like, oh, this is good. And then immediately it's like, oh, well, now he's injured. Yeah. But Amaya like picked up where he left off, kind of.
Yeah, no, I mean, there was a moment there where like Amaya was in there and the midfield like balance was kind of off, but then he started to figure out like, okay, I've got to be the guy that kind of plays between the lines and be that option between the lines. And he has the quality. He played some good passes, and it like I said, it was what kind of tipped the balance back into LAFC's favor, and that's how they came out on top in the game.
Let's go to some super chats, shall we?
Yeah,
we've got. Should we? Let's. Do you have any solid happy foots before we do that? There's going to be. Maybe we should leave them for the callers. There's some obvious ones, of course.
I'm just so happy for all the people that said there was absolutely no chance we would ever win this game. Why are we even playing it? And I'm just happy for you people that you've learned a valuable lesson. You learned a valuable lesson today.
It was an intimidating matchup for sure.
Sure, but come on, come on.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you're someone who felt that way and is also someone who's often frustrated by our squad, I feel like the justified version of the frustration a lot of people have with LAFC is because you understand that they're capable of this, right? Like, so I don't know if I agree with it. I don't know if I think it can be both. To agree with you, like you should know that like they can rise to the occasion in a game like this, and that's what makes it frustrating when they don't rise to the occasion in a game nowhere near this big.
Totally understandable. Not what they were saying though.
Not right. Exactly. I guess I'll throw out one happy foot out there before we get into the comments, just because it's not necessarily what everyone will say. I thought Igor Jesus had a great first half and a terrible second half until completely redeeming himself, which made for just a wonderful story that I got watching him this game, and so I'll put him in the happy column for sure.
The giveaway, he's still driving me a little bit crazy. Like he's already passed the guy, and then he's like, "Wait, let me see if I could get in a wrestling match with him again."
I can't remember the last time. I can't remember the last time I was so surprised in a good way, and then so equally as surprised in a bad way about the same LAFC player in one game, and then so surprised in a good way again.
I mean, I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
Are real.
Yeah, he's super young. Like I'm not saying this to like really put him down. I think he's a very good player. I think he just needs to like lean into some of the things. Like he's good on the ball. His body positioning is good, but once you get that little bit of separation, don't wait. Like this league is a physical league and a quick league. You got to go.
He did have his work cut out for him though. They were giving him a lot of work to do.
And sure. Look, no matter what I say about him, he never gives up. But not just as seen by him scoring the goal. Like when he loses the ball, he's the first to chase the guy down.
He keeps going. Yeah, for sure. But that header, I mean, what a needle thread. That like you say it's a game of inches. That was was centimeters. That was crazy.
That ball had eyes.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Okay, let's get to the super chat. Is Travis coming back? What's happening?
I don't
know. Travis is gone. The champagne killed him.
The champagne was so old.
It was a bad vintage. Is that what it's called? Is that how you say it? I don't know.
It's possible.
I'm not part of champagne culture, but tonight
I'm
maybe we all are.
Bougie enough. Yeah,
maybe this is champagne tonight. América Law coming in ridiculous, as hot as ever. I would say the hottest ever, but this as hot as América Law has come in before with an incredible $100 super chat. I don't know what to say about this. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bouanga flips straight to the ATL. What a game. Absolutely. Cannot thank you enough for all this support. You're insane. We have, I guess I'll just leave it at that. Followed up by another one from Marion Law. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. He says Giroud really wanted to face his old club Chelsea. Best effort chances from him since he's been here. Yeah, what a I mean, that's a happy foot I think a lot of people will have. We won't get too into it right now because there's plenty to say about him. I think he really showed up. It's a little silly to be like, yeah, I guess he'll just show up for the game he wants to show up for. But like everyone kind of knew he's probably going to like really give it his all. I think I saw him dribble for the first time in my life tonight. Mm-hmm. You ever seen him dribble?
Not in a long,
it looks
long
weird.
Time. Yeah. It's weird. Don't do that.
What do you do? He's like too big for the ball? I don't know.
Right.
The proportions are off.
It's like watching a 7'5" guy take a free throw where they're like, how do I hold the ball?
Yeah, but he's also kind of like on coals barefoot.
Yeah. Oh, Travis is back.
Travis, you're back.
I'm trying my best, everyone. I don't know what's happening.
Back?
I don't. You tell me, because it looks fine on my end.
Not really.
It still looks shitty.
A little.
I restarted my router. I put in a brand new fucking Ethernet cord. I don't understand what could I'm the only thing that could possibly ruin this night is fucking Spectrum. I'm like it's making me genuinely angry.
Do you think that kid is confusing the camera?
Hey,
No,
when you go to your settings and you choose what your camera source is, do you have full 1080p resolution?
Yes, and
selected?
I turned it down. I turned it down because everyone was saying it was bad at full whatever because of my internet.
Wow. Really loving this settings talk.
Or the tech troubleshooting.
I'm not on Wi-Fi. Everyone stop talking about my video in the comments. I'm going to lose my mind.
There's some really good burns. Some really great burns
It's
in the
making
chat.
me legit angry.
We're going through super chats. Travis, let's do the show. We had a $100 super chat that you missed.
$100? Can they buy me new internet? Who gives a shit?
You can get about 2/3 of a month of internet.
Well, it's people are like, change my internet. I don't have any other options. It's all there is. It's a monopoly. We're gonna beat Chelsea, is what I'm saying. We're gonna beat.
You know
Chelsea.
what has great Wi-Fi is BMO. The press box at BMO has great Wi-Fi.
Thank you for the $100. Whoever sent in $100, I appreciate it.
It was Amiri and Law, our best friends. William Lamb.
I can't get Verizon. Stop giving me other things to get. They don't service my area, you fucks. Shut up.
Fios. This is big. Travis, have you tried Mint Mobile?
Yes. There's nothing you can tell me I haven't done. I worked at a tech company for so long. You people won't teach me anything new. Shut the fuck up. Let's talk about soccer.
Travis once worked at a tech startup that was dedicated to broadcasting video over the internet. Oh, this is so fun. Thank you, William Lamb. He says, Wild win from LAFC qualifying for the Club World Cup. Yeah, it reminds me of watching that. Sorry. I'm losing it. Oh, no.
You got him to leave
again. No. Oh, Travis. Oh, no. Oh, boy.
I'm not
sorry, Travis. Just do audio.
I like it better this way, actually.
What is this drawing?
Can we all just be little drawings?
Oh, Travis.
What did you talk about with the game so far? I'm fuming in a way that no LAFC loss has made me this angry.
Do you have a happy foot, Travis, that maybe could make you happy?
Yeah.
Yes. My
Travis,
happy
can
foot
we just
is
talk
this.
about whatever you talk about for a bit?
Yeah. The New York Knicks. No.
Oh God.
Here's my happy foot. Brian Rodriguez came back home to do what he does best at BMO Stadium: lose. My happy foot is
hopes up and still lose.
Yes, is show flashes of brilliance, hit the ball over the net, get an easy one that he didn't earn, and end up losing the game in the end, baby. That's the Brian Rodriguez I remember.
I gotta say, even that PK was like so over the top in character for me, because if Lloris had guessed right, it would have been an incredibly easy save. Mm-hmm. Like, it was weak and toward the middle. I don't know. It just it fit so well. It was funny.
If he hesitated for a second to know he was going middle, he could have changed his mind and stopped it. But he went for a dive, which is what a keeper normally would do.
I really love. I could not stop laughing at the 30-yard shot he took that went 100 feet over the goal.
100%.
I was like, why would you do that? Like honestly, even if he had hit that and it had gone in, you still would have looked at him and been like, that's not a shot you should be taking.
Well, there are theories that people have muscle memory that kicks in when they're in the environment that's familiar from the last time that they've done something. So I don't know if anybody's ever seen, I think it's, the Brothers Bloom, an old Ryan Johnson movie, where they had a long con, and part of how they were successful in the con was they made someone, they made sure that someone would be in a room that was familiar to say a specific thing, and then someone said something that phonetically sounded like the thing that triggered it before, and they were able to pull it off that way. Anyway, that's just how memory works, guys. Okay, this is about brain stuff. William Lamb, to finish his super chat, he says, "Yeah, it reminds me of watching the grand final match of the U.S. Open Cup last year. U.S. Open Cup, The Club World Cup is almost as big as the U.S. Open Cup, so I think that's a valid comparison.
Hey, it's only their first one doing it this way, so give them some time.
It's not near. I mean, yes, that is such a good point. It's nascent. It's experimental. U.S. Open Cup is tried and true. It's the oldest thing we have. Let's get to some callers. Travis is gone. Travis, come back.
Yeah, come back. It's a little wine glass drawing you were.
One more super chat from Lisa K. Thank you so much for the super chat. She says, "Happy foot, great Giroud game since and Vince wins."
It's about time.
Really, it is about time. Cash
also,
a huge bet.
Also was it was a big pot too.
The biggest
so
pot
I'll take that one.
in Happy Foot Sadfoot history. A historic win on that front as well. Sadfoot, DAZN, DAZN. What are we saying? And that whole broadcast. Yeah, it was rough. But Brados, as usual, saved it. Let's get to some callers as people have been waiting. LAFC Luke, you're on the show.
What's up, guys? I figured like Travis, I'd keep my camera off.
It works. It would work for him too. He could come back and do it.
It's a thing now.
You guys said that was a home game.
Were you there?
Well, theoretically.
Yeah. No, I know technically that's the grass and the building that we normally play in. But that was like 70% América fans. And they were loud.
70. Oh, you know, Brados on the broadcast said he said he gave the slight edge to América fans, and I was like, oh, you're hedging, aren't you?
No. That's very cute.
It did look more even than you're saying on the broadcast, but I could tell from what we saw on the broadcast and him saying that, because he kind of went a little too hard, as he should have, that it was probably a lot more
sadness at the end.
Yeah, there was so much crying at the end of the game. It was like, this was.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I also want to point out we have now played Club América 3 times, and we have beaten them 3 times. So I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
Yeah,
it's not even a rivalry.
I don't have any problems with that.
Yeah, they can't beat us. I think we should remind them of that every time we play them.
Yeah.
Travis, I just want to say your audio quality is fantastic.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, that part is true.
You sound great. It's almost like Darren at the start of the preview episode. It's great.
If it is my audio actually bad, because I'm going to kill myself.
No, it's actually great. I'm being serious.
It's good. It's fine.
This is the most viewers we've ever had, and it's all about my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's true.
So
what is this weird LAFC / tech support podcast?
Here's my happy foot. My happy foot is Timmy Tillman. He was all over that
good
pitch.
One.
He was playing so great, and then he nearly had the goal of the year. I mean, I was
holy
like, what's going on?
Yes.
Right? The keeper had to figure out where he had to go, and he barely got his fingers on it to knock it over the net.
They showed the replay of that, Luke. The replay, that ball almost went in even after he got a hand on it.
Yeah. So Timmy Tillman, far and away my happy foot. My sad foot, Aaron Long. Sorry, guys. I don't know what that dude's doing. I appreciate that he can get back on the ball quickly. But, oh, my God, it just every time he touched it, it was like, what are you doing? Heading it to them, knocking it around. I was just, oh, man, it was rough. It was rough. But I don't want to be sad because this was an incredible outcome. One of my favorite nights at this stadium, other than the fact that it was all yellow. And just, I barely have a voice. So I just am thrilled. I can't wait to see us play and beat Chelsea and whoever else the other teams are.
Easily beat Chelsea. Easily beat Chelsea.
Easily.
And I do want to say, despite it being 70% América fans, on the broadcast, the 30-52 was loud. It seemed like LAFC fans brought noise.
And look, the last 5 minutes was crazy. It was crazy loud in that stadium, the way we were all cheering with the 32-52. It was not 32-52. It was 7,000 or 8,000. And they also, by the way, announced the attendance of 20,700. I was like, it's not even sold out. So I don't know how that happened, but
weird.
Yeah. What a night.
Wow. All right.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you for calling in,
guys.
While I was gone, did you happen to talk about my boy Olivier Giroud?
He's been mentioned.
Darren remarked how it's weird to watch him dribble, which I believe is
true. I saw him dribble for the first time in my life.
Yeah, it does feel like kind of like watching a dog on its hind legs. But I will say Olivier Giroud came into that game and the tone of the game changed. I don't know if it was him, but he gave more intensity in the first 5 minutes he came on there than we've seen from him in a kit for LAFC. And it seemed to rub off on everyone. And America's defenders seemed to be starstruck and just like were laser focused on him. And then it allowed other people to make really great stuff. And he had 3 good chances to score, and they weren't like goals that he should have scored. He did his best and they stopped it, right? Like I was a big happy foot for me today is that Olivier Giroud came on as a super sub and almost had his Gareth Bale moment.
Absolutely. He also, like you said, we were anticipating that even when he wasn't at his best, he would be a magnet that would make it easier for other people. And I agree. I think this is one of the first games where that actually happened.
They had 2. We talked about how good their center backs were, and they were really good throughout the game. But when Giroud came in, he's just literally a different animal than Abobasi. Like he's much stronger, and those 2 center backs went from being like, okay, we can push around Abobasi a little bit, or actually Abobasi was trying to play a little bit more shallow and drop in as like a false 9, to Giroud being like, I could probably handle both of you at once, and they had no answer for him. To Travis's point. And
I don't know if anyone else has brought this up. His former club we're going to play in a few weeks. He gets to go home.
It was mentioned in a comment. Yes. It was actually mentioned in Miriam Law's comment.
Thank you, Miriam.
He, of course, followed up his $100 super chat with a $10 super chat. Giroud really wanted, here, I'll throw it up again. Giroud really wanted to face his old club, Chelsea. Best effort and chances from him since he's been here.
For sure. Thank you for the super chat, Vaughn.
We've got more super chats. We've got more callers. There's a
lot of callers.
Let's get
to some callers. We got to run through some
Andrew
callers.
Bauer, you're on the show.
Any happy feet or sad feet?
So one of my happy feet is, I wore a LAFC jersey today because it's a game day, which I do all the time. But today is the only day that I've had tons of Liga MX fans come up to me and say, I really hope you guys beat Club America. Fuck those guys. Like I had like 5 different people come up to me. So nice. It's like, I feel like we won on behalf of all Liga MX teams. So that was really great. Sad foot is that I've driven Travis to audio only. This is going to sound like a troll, but I swear it's true. Try unplugging your Ethernet. I think it's the only thing you haven't tried. I recently had a thing where I was like, oh, Ethernet's going to be faster. It killed my video. So like, try the Wi-Fi and see if that works.
I started on the Wi-Fi, moved to Ethernet, then changed the Ethernet cord. So look, I've tried it all.
Okay, you've tried everything. Yeah, okay. The other thing that I think is really great is Max on the broadcast said that this game, he's like, look, Dolo has been 2 for 7 for championship games, and this is kind of a championship game. And I do feel like it feels like a championship game. Like it feels like an incredible win. So I think we should knock this to Dolo being canonically 3-8 in championship games. I think this is a pretty big game.
I mean, people were calling it LAFC's biggest game. And it's funny because I feel like the people calling it LAFC's biggest games were the same ones like Steve never wins big games. And now they got to like somehow merge those 2. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to have to figure it out somehow.
They'll merge.
Also, last happy foot is Darren bringing the Brothers Bloom trivia. Like, that's a great movie. Everyone should check it out.
Oh, totally absolutely. Underrated. Anybody want to talk about Brothers Bloom? I'll be here all day.
Different podcast.
Early Ryan Johnson. It doesn't get better than that, guys.
Oh, man. You think he can't follow up Brick, and then he brings Brothers Bloom.
Come on, amazing. Guys. Let's talk about that.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks for joining. We'll bring you back later and we can talk about that more.
Yeah, cool. Just the 2 of you.
Yeah. All right, cool. You guys want to talk about Ryan Johnson movies or?
Wait, can I just say?
I actually think his Star Wars is great. I think he got a really bad rap for I think it's probably the best of the new Star Wars easily. But go ahead, Vince.
Well, I was going to say, Darren, when you were like, Brothers Bloom, it's a good movie. And I was like, I like that movie. And then when you went on to recap the the plot, I was like, oh, I have no idea what happened in that movie. I just know that I did like that movie. I could be like, great movie, and people are like, oh, what was it about? I'd be like, well, Adrian Brody's in it and Mark Ruffalo.
They certainly are.
That's
Just trying again. Anything?
It looks pretty good.
Yeah,
actually.
it's better. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if it lasts.
Yeah.
Great.
Don't tell us what you did, and let's have everyone guess.
Great. People are bringing it up in the comments a little bit too. Injuries, I think, are maybe one sad foot, but it was a long game. It was a hot day. Let's hope Long is fine. Under, he indicated that he had a knot in his leg. Basically, he pointed to his leg and he tied a knot. He went like this. So
I thought he was doing a tear. I thought he was saying,
it could be pull, it could be tear, it could be knot. We don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
he
was only out there.
The game.
Yeah.
Well, look, I don't want to be like that guy, but his loan is starting to come to an end, and now that we do have that extra bit of money, and don't forget everybody that's been saying we need to sign somebody big in the comments. You can only sign a player in which you can, but there's no chance you're going to sign a player for 2 weeks. You need to sign a player that you can probably keep on the roster after this, and in order to do that and sign that big player, you're going to need a DP slot. Which, might I remind you, that an injured player is now taking up, and their loan is coming off the books in a couple of weeks. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know if me and my friend from Fenerbahce are going to get along much soon. I don't know if Under's long for this world.
He's going to be really pissed that we return damaged goods.
That's probably true. Is he texting you, or you guys exchange numbers? What's going on?
Yeah, he threatened me because I told the story, so we shouldn't talk about it anymore. And as you know, the Turkish government, very chill, very cool people.
Totally chill. They're understanding.
Let's get to some more callers, huh? Now that we're bringing up the Erdogan.
Oh, is he calling in? Captain Murphy, you're on the show. Welcome to the show.
His camera's almost as good as mine.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is.
He's calling from inside someone's mouth.
Yeah. Captain Mayday, his phone seems to have fallen down a drain. Any rats or Ninja Turtles have any happy feet or sad feet?
You're seeing the light. Did you see any happy foots or sad foots?
Well, this is why we tell people not to call and drive. Rest in peace to Captain Mayday.
He did hint at what was going on in his name, Captain Mayday. So hopefully it's not that real. Who else was next? We've got more callers. Let's get to it.
Yeah, go for it.
Joey, is this Joey AF?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The terrifying laugh after we bring you on, Joey.
I don't know about this.
Are you driving, Joey?
You're not driving.
I'm holding the phone.
Okay.
He's two hands.
Two nips is holding the phone for one bar.
No one wants to see you looking into the camera.
Joey, 10 and 6.
Two hands. 10 and 6.
Okay. Any happy feet or sad feet from the highway? Do not.
Wait, two hands, 10 and 6. Who puts their hands at 10 and 6?
10 and 6. Yeah, if you're like trying to like turn into any happy feet or sad feet from the match, Joey. And again, don't look at the camera. We do not condone what you're doing.
Well, it was my birthday 2 days ago, so I knew that there was going to be a game close to my birthday. It's a big birthday. And then they rescheduled it for the frickin' Club World Cup playing game. And I knew we needed some plot armor to come back against stupid America who got us on their frickin' CONCACAF.
You're looking at the camera, Joey.
Getting memo
He's getting fired up.
Getting us in the era before CONCACAF accepted VAR in the CCL. So this is a little payback to our friends from America. So we can truly say, sorry.
My happy foot is Ryan Hollingshead.
Oh.
Okay.
And
tell us more about that with only you on the camera, please.
Okay. Yeah. I just thought, he's not the youngest dude, but he was keeping up. I felt like he was putting in the shift, and there was times where they're used to defending a certain type of player, and they've never really seen someone with Ryan's squirreliness, and I feel like that was really an asset to him today.
There was one point on the broadcast where they mentioned that I forget who they were quoting. I forget who they were quoting, but they said someone had called Ryan Hollings said the best player from the U.S. to never be called up to the national team, which I thought was interesting. I'd never heard that before. Well, it was Brados quoting someone else who had said it.
It was Brados quoting Matt Doyle, who
Okay.
who I want to remind you was one of those people that said LAFC never wins big games and Steve Toronto never wins big games before this game. And I just want to point that out, Matthew. Please refrain from talking about LAFC ever again. You're on the East Coast. We know you don't watch our games.
He was
just
saying
let
Ryan
it go.
Hollings said it's really good.
Joey and Two Nips, thanks for calling in. We love you. This feels dangerous.
Sadfoot was throwing cups on the field.
Sadfoot, yeah, I agree. All right, thank you guys so much. I feel dangerous right now, but we appreciate you. The quickly about the people not watching the game. You see our friends lobbing scorchers, and Andrew Wiebe got into it a little bit over them, not because he posted a highlight where it was clear that he had not watched the Seattle game at its original time. I'm curious if they stayed up for this one because it involved a Mexican team. Interesting.
Well, it wasn't on Apple TV.
Well, yes, it wasn't on Apple TV. They're not contractually obligated, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't think they have any other channels, but MLS season pass.
Yeah, you don't understand. Their office is what's the Kubrick movie?
Yeah, well, after they go off the air, I was going to say after they go off the air, they just slowly close their eyes, and they just hear until MLS 360 comes back.
That's their white noise machine.
Yeah, it just nondescript people waving flags over. I do think one thing I do want to say, I was very impressed. Yeah, there it is.
Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to sleep now.
I was very impressed with Club America's defense, especially to start the game, and then it just felt like some adjustment was made when someone got hurt at some point, because it happened around like the 10-15 minute. We changed. I don't know whether we calmed down, but like everything changed. But in the first 10 minutes, I was like, oh, they clearly have much more expensive, better defenders. And then we're right. Palencia and Hollingshead played great games. Long made some mistakes. Segura made some mistakes, but not ones that led to goals, right? Mm-hmm. I just feel like our whole team showed up in a way that hasn't happened. Although we talked about it happens at home. Miami and Columbus, they showed up as well. Turns out we show up in a lot of big games at home, at least.
Yeah. Just play every game at home.
In perfect weather.
That would be great. Yeah, perfect weather is ideal. That would be great. Interesting report. Well, a couple. Noah's in the chat from Lobby Scorcher says he chickened out and followed me back after I chirped him, and now he's in Seattle. Going to get him at the press box tomorrow. That'll be fun. Looking for a follow up there.
Ask him why he doesn't wear socks when he's on camera. Ask him why he doesn't wear socks.
He did start wearing socks, which is
I think I bullied him enough.
Bullied him into wearing socks.
I think he'd be incredible. Like, either he has no idea and does not care who we are and shouldn't, or he's like, yeah, those guys are just dicks to me.
We were in the same room. Darren, do you remember in Columbus? We didn't meet him.
He was not.
He didn't say hi to us, whereas other people said hi.
Seemed like it was kind of making sure not to say hi to us because everyone else was very friendly.
We're in over our head. He doesn't know who we are, and we're friends with a lot of his friends. I'm sure he's a pleasant person.
I'm sure he's great. Yeah,
it's my fault. I'm an asshole. Keep going.
Kevin in the chat says America fans were throwing rocks and cars on MLK. That's crazy.
I want to spread some misinformation tonight. They're flipping cars. They're setting fire to buildings. They're
well, I was connecting that to the bottles on the field, the water bottles on the field, which seemed to come from both sides, maybe, or maybe just us.
Yeah, everyone had a throwing problem. This game.
Yeah, you're not supposed to throw
in
soccer.
That. Yeah,
can't use your hands. We've got more callers. We got more super chats. We're going strong, guys.
Let's get to one more caller, then we'll go to some super chats, and then we'll do some more callers. How's that sound?
LAX Andy, turn off mute. You're on the show. Are you on the way to LAX right now?
Well, I'm on the LA Metro, which we all know now takes you to LAX.
That's true. That's true. It counts.
All the way.
Travis looked great. Shout out! I got to repeat what Luke said earlier. Was that this crowd was like 70% América fans, and I've been to so many of these games. This is definitely a highlight. Just to be able to shut up like 15,000 people was just the most incredible feeling. Just a wonderful night, as Luke alluded to, the hype and the energy in the 32-52, those last 2 minutes of regulation, and the final few minutes. Yeah, BMO was absolutely crazy tonight. Walking out, it felt like, I don't know if you guys saw that meme of Stephen A. Smith walking out with all the Cowboys fans, and he's like wearing a Saints jersey. Is exactly how everybody felt walking out of BMO tonight.
Wow.
Just like yelling at the Knicks fans yelling at Brian Rindhorst. That's
Yeah.
Tom Brady owes me money.
Were you at the game when Tigres came?
I think so. I'm pretty sure I was.
I'm wondering how it compares to that, because I remember having a similar feeling. I was like, "Whoa, there's a lot of Tigres fans here."
Well, and what was even like, and I remember I mentioned in the Discord that like when América scored their penalty, I felt like that was the loudest I had heard the stadium since the Bale goal in 2022.
Yikes!
Wow.
Okay.
cool. Great.
Well, hey,
That doesn't make me feel good.
I hope everyone was inspired, because we can beat them and we can get better in the stands. I have had a kind of a long time gripe that like 32-52 is working their asses off all game, every game, and we could be doing like entire stadium chants, and we're not. We should try. That's all I got.
And Andy, I just muted you because it sounded like the conductor was talking. We've tried in the past. There's been jumping around at times, but I sit away from there so I don't have to move around. My knees hurt. I've sat there a few times. I'm
not saying we have to do the whole thing. I'm just saying like we can
do the
contribute to the noise. Okay.
I do some claps.
I was blaming you specifically, Travis.
I do the hoo-haws.
I do the hoo-haws. I do the hoo-ha's. No one will ever say I don't do the hoo-ha's. Andy, any other happy feet or sad feet before we let you go?
Just at the end of the game, I know we were talking about, was this like a championship atmosphere? After the game, you saw JT come out on the field. The look of like relief and excitement that JT had coming on the field, I hadn't seen it. It was just like so super happy for him. Again, it's a championship game for anybody that doesn't necessarily want Dolo out. I'm sure a lot of people will be saying this isn't an important game here soon enough, especially if things, we don't win in the Club World Cup. And then, lastly, after seeing Joey tonight, prayers up he gets home safe. That's all I got. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks for joining us. As usual.
God.
Safe trip to LAX.
Oh, good. My upload speed is 5 megabits per second.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's really good.
That's not good. That's the issue, guys. We figured it out.
I think what it is I think this didn't used to happen. Nothing changed in any of my settings. I think they throttled my internet for streaming for so long.
It's possible. We do have one more suggestion here from Nut, which who I think deserves our respect from all of the amazing comments he's made up until now. So I don't want to humor everyone, but he says, "Oh wait, could it be that the pattern in Travis's background is messing with the autofocus?"
Do you think the autofocus is making my upload speed 5 megabits per second?
Oh, could be. Anyway, let's move on.
Is it possible?
If you got a conspiracy theory about Travis's internet,
do not bring it up.
Yes.
We're not talking about it unless it's a super chat. If you want to make me mad, you have to pay.
If you could just, it would be really great if you could just text Travis directly. His phone number is, let me bring it up here.
Bring it up. Bring it up, Howard. Do it. This is mutually assured destruction. Do it.
We have a super chat from my friend Benitez. Thank you so much. He says, glad
you did make a shirt with Darren and I's face.
Yeah, fuck you for that.
Yeah, so
I'm selling merch about how much people love you.
Mhm.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what it is. Interesting.
Got it.
Such an interesting take. If Ryan says, glad we won, but hate that the result is we get to play in the Club World Cup. Why?
I mean, people have mixed feelings. Everyone has mixed feelings about it, but we'll take the money. I mean, that's
Yeah,
why
the
John was
money's
so
good.
excited. Who hasn't been excited to make their bosses $9 million?
I guess I understand the idea that if you don't like the Club World Cup in concept, or it's like, well, we're going to lose, but we're going to like end up making it harder to win in our league because we're spending so much energy and time and effort.
I mean, it will be interesting
get it.
to have, the travel and all the more games, including, with everything else going on, but that's a problem for later.
It's recognition. Yeah. I see both sides. As usual, I'm boring. Okay. Todd Simmons.
As long as you said it.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. You're playing the middle.
Yeah,
okay,
you didn't even skip a beat before like putting yourself down.
Travis is on the right. This is on the left. It was in the middle. Todd Simmons, thank you for the super chat. He says, I will cheer this hard, losing to Chelsea like Milan lost to PSG. Yeah, look, there were a lot of big games today in sports throughout the world, and we certainly didn't embarrass ourselves. I'll say that. And some teams did.
Mm-hmm.
Our game against Chelsea is on a Monday at 3 p.m.
Oh yeah, because that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's work,
It's 6 p.m. on the East Coast, but it's 3 p.m. our time. So everybody enjoy. Everybody, we got to talk about what we're
already have a meeting scheduled for then for my job.
I got to do some rescheduling.
I already can't make it.
My flight.
It doesn't even make sense. I was trying to think like, oh, well, maybe they want people to watch in England, but it'd be 11 p.m. there.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 p.m. there makes no sense either. It should be at least 7.
Yeah, that's dumb. Okay, we got more callers. We got people who've been waiting. Bravo! If you're here, you're on the show. Welcome to the show. Another Subway.
Do you see LAX Andy?
We're above ground, but I appreciate the call out. I have a sad foot, which is I was really depressed to see Ordaz just be little brother the entire time that he was on the field. He's been my favorite player all year, and he was not up to the challenge tonight, and that felt bad. But my happy foot is that when David Martinez came on, he absolutely filled the gap that Ordaz left and basically carried us in the second half toward this incredible victory that I know we all are very grateful for and that we'll cherish forever.
I mean, to be fair, those, as we said, the defenders for Club America are very, very good. But yeah, Nathan had a tough go of it tonight because he couldn't like be, kind of physical and use his speed. Like those guys were like, dude, I'm going to match you step for step. This isn't happening tonight. And it just didn't work out for him.
They reminded me of the Oklahoma City Thunder where like you have the ball, but you have nowhere to go with it. And so I do sympathize with Ordaz because their defense was incredible. But I also think we should have taken him off a lot sooner. So the subs were great, but I wish that they came on a little bit sooner.
I'll say
I find myself thinking that fairly consistently.
I agree with some of what you said. I think Martinez had kind of a rough game too. I didn't love Martinez this game. I thought he was
I completely disagree and fuck you.
Okay. Well, I resent the fact that you're on a bus and you have better internet than me, so I resent that.
That's fair.
Go ahead.
I just want to say we were completely surrounded by América fans, and it was amazing to be able to wave my scarf in their faces for the last 25 minutes of the game. It was awesome. I wish you guys were there.
God, that's beautiful.
Thanks so much, Bravo. Appreciate the call. And thank you for taking public transit. But I didn't like when you said fuck you. That was mean. I would never be mean to someone on this show.
I can't believe he said that. can't believe he said an opinion that you disagreed with. That was so not cool of him.
It's my show. You have to agree with me.
And you have to know before you know what Travis's opinion is that you're going to say something, right?
That's why you got to slow play the things. Don't come out with strong statements. Just be like, Martinez, was he? And then have Travis fill in the blank.
I'm so mad my camera's off because I'm feeling great. I'm like fully geeked out.
How's that champagne?
Travis, I don't think you're going to trust me, but I really wish you would. It's like, it's not that, like your video, like a bad version of your video is still worth seeing. Like I want to see your video.
I've only had Dom once and I'm no connoisseur, but I was like, okay.
It tastes like champagne. It tastes like champagne. It's like less sweet than a lot of the champagne you'll buy in a grocery store.
I kind of had that feeling about Club America. Everyone's talking a big game about Club America. And then we saw how they play, and they were like, yeah, they are good.
I mean,
tonight we smoke the Club America pack. It isn't whatever you would pay for this. You really have to have a refined palate to think it's worth the money. Thank you for the free bottle of very expensive champagne.
To your wife?
To my wife, yes. And I get to, as with most things in my life, I get to enjoy something that she's earned for us.
I mean, and now we all do. So thank you for paying it forward.
We have some more super chats, right? Is there anything else? I'm trying to think if there was other things I wanted to talk about before I got furious about my internet. No, I feel like people are covering it.
Okay.
Oh, did we talk about Igor Jesus?
We did. My happy foot was the beautiful story of Igor Jesus that I thought started out with a great first half, completely blew it in the second half, and completely redeemed himself.
Yeah,
in the end.
And also very thankful that there's two men with the same name in this tournament now. There are two different Igor Jesuses.
Leave it to Max to dig that up. Like that's
here's a fun thing,
and I love
Max
him for
did
it.
a great job. I thought Max did a really good job tonight.
Yeah,
Max is a student of the game and like really knows the international game really well, which I can't say for every broadcaster of MLS. Like sometimes Max is like, it's not like MLS is below him. Let's just put it that way. Like Max has been doing this a long time and doing it for like big games, international games, since I can remember. So like sometimes him doing MLS games is like might be a speed too slow for him. So it was kind of nice to have him do a game that had a lot of importance in where he could share a lot of knowledge about Liga MX, MLS, all the teams that are going to be playing in the Club World Cup. Like he's got it on point.
I mean, that's every broadcast he does on MLS. It's clear. Like I've watched MLS games that he's doing that aren't LAFC games, and it's like it's still very clear that he's operating on a different level than most of these guys. Also, if you follow him on social media, he's commenting on like every soccer game that's played around the world at all times. Like I don't understand how he's able to. He'll like post a clip from. I'm like, you're watching all of the games always. I don't know how you do that.
I also just want to point out I was wrong about the start time. It's 3 p.m. Eastern time, noon time.
Great.
Noontime
and
LA.
I definitely have a meeting.
Okay. So then that's 8 p.m. in London.
Just catch a quick soccer game on my lunch break, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, so they're working with Chelsea time on that one.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Great. We got some more super chats.
Yeah, let's do the super chats, baby.
Manuel Araujo, thank you for the super chat. He says, okay, fix the shit. Darren on the left, Travis in the middle, Vince on the right.
I'm going by that from now on.
Manuel,
I would love if people
did that.
If people thought that was your name the whole time, Vince LaRosa. Because you're always venting. No, you're not. You're very level-headed.
No, yeah.
Usually,
not venting enough. I just got sinus surgery. I could be called Vince.
Oh, because give us a good deep breath, Darren. Let's see what you can do.
No, I'm congested. I'm still recovering.
Oh.
It's tough.
It didn't work. You need more.
Yeah, isn't that bad?
Yeah. You did do that briefly after you turned off your you turned on your mic right before we came on, and the first thing anyone heard was and I want you to know that.
This time? That's happened before.
No, it happened this time as well. So wait until the last possible minute to turn on your mic, Darren.
Great.
Thank you so much for the super
Do
chat,
we
Manuel.
fix that? Do we change that? Do we appease him? I like the idea that you are having trouble with this coming up against your expectations. That I feel like that means we're kind of like growing the show in a way.
How do we fix it?
Well, I could do this if I wanted to. I could just.
Oh, you can just drag them around? This is fun.
Yeah, it's fun. We can do the cup game.
Right? Where is it? Where's the vents?
I didn't know you could do that. Wow, StreamYard's rules besides my camera. All right, any other?
Your camera's actually looking pretty good right now.
Shut up! Don't jinx it.
All right. Another super
even
chat from
like-
Efrain Benitez. He says, Travis, how much do I have to tip in to order get you better internet? Thought your wife created a successful TV show. Thank you, Efrain, for the super chat. We have another
He's
super
not
chat
wrong.
from Todd
I
Simmons.
know. I want to say thank you so much for the super chat. I did say if you want to insult my internet, you do have to pay, so I have to honor that.
That's
and I
true,
will
actually.
say,
Yeah.
I'm going to look into if we can get like business internet or something. Like I don't know why this is. I just have to be like I'm a computer editor or something. I don't know. I also have a gaming PC. This is running on like a good PC too. None of it makes sense.
Sir, you don't understand.
I have a Major League Soccer podcast I have to do for and each video has almost 400 views. I have to do it.
Sir.
Mr. Spectrum, please.
This
My
is
400
business.
watchers need me.
That is his name too, Mr. Spectrum.
Mr. Spectrum. Mr. Spectrum, please give me some more tubes.
This is John Spectrum speaking.
John
speaking.
Travis, you know what I want from you. You want better internet? You're gonna have to earn it, baby.
This is John Spectrum. You know, when I invented Spectrum Internet.
I said, how can I make everyone really angry but not be able to cancel my business?
Oh wait, that's not hard to figure out. So I did it.
I have Spectrum and I did start having problems. And the guy tech came out to like check it out. He's like, oh, let's take a look. He goes, oh man, the router you have is like, I've never seen one of those. I'm like, is that a good thing? He goes, no, it's so old. I was like, well, why do I have this one? He's like, no one like called you and told you you should like upgrade your router. We do that for free. And I was like, no, why would they do that? Why would they, of course, why would they benevolent, I can't even say the word. Why would they out of the goodness of their heart? Why would out of their goodness of their heart, would they be like, hey, Vince, we noticed your internet's not working very well. We're going to send someone out there. He's going to fix it right up for you. No, I had to call you guys.
I had that exact same conversation with Spectrum. I have had that exact same conversation with Spectrum in multiple cities.
Yeah. They just let you hang out there with antiquated parts and then come
Mr.
show up and
Spectrum,
go.
please let me have better internet, Mr. Spectrum. I'll do anything.
That's
I'll
that's
do
the
anything.
that's the thumbnail right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait. Oh, we have to do our
do it
thumbnail. Vince, you got to be on board.
Travis, your videos dipped a little bit, not to how bad it's been before, but when it's good again, that's what we should do, right? Well, we've got it.
I'll just hold it until it's back.
Oh God, it's terrifying. Don't do
Oh
that.
man. Okay. Todd Simmons. Wait, we didn't get.
Hold on, sorry, Mr.
Chat.
Spectrum's in the chat. Thank you so much, Mr.
Oh my
Spectrum.
God, Mr. Spectrum! Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Spectrum.
I knew he was out there somewhere.
Oh man,
I don't
he's
understand
always
why-
here. He's always watching us.
I don't know why the really serious LAFC fans don't like us. What do you mean we're annoying? What do you mean we're annoying? We're begging that I suck Mr. Spectrum's dick. All right,
I'm
get
just
to
trying
the-
to go.
Whoa, we did not do that.
I
I just want to
I
go
would
into detail about my surgery.
Yeah, you want internet that bad for this show?
Yeah, I honestly do. I would suck Mr. Spectrum's dick that not have this problem. Okay, I would. Go to Todd's super chat. We don't need to get into it.
Todd says B-Rod played well for us.
Wow. You had to follow that. Sorry, Todd. It would have that would have hit a lot harder had you not had to follow Travis.
He said B-Rod plays well. He played well for us. He did.
God
Travis
bless
had mentioned
B-Rod.
it. I'm a great sleeper agent.
I do it was the exact B-Rod I remember, which is like on the ball. You're like, wow, this guy's really talented. And then doesn't really do anything worthwhile. And he did score, but it wasn't a goal that he earned, right? It wasn't that great of a PK. That's Brian Rodriguez, baby. Fuck him.
Yeah. They cut
even though he
right
didn't celebrate.
They cut right to him right after the final whistle. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Honestly, I do have something to say about that. Even his celebration was giving Brian Rodriguez. He did the muted celebration, and then he went over to midfield and did like a massive celebration to fire up the Club America fans. And it's just like, this is still a lackluster version of respecting your former club. Why are you even trying to do it? Just don't try to do the thing. Don't pretend you're doing the thing. It's whatever. Anyway, we have more super chats. Thanks to our incredible audience. Ruben Rios, Travis,
they
have
sent
you met
glasses
Vanny?
with it even. Sartini?
Sartini?
Oh, Greg Vanny.
No. Sartini, because I want to suck someone's dick.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Not anyone. I want to suck Mr. Spectrum's dick so I can get better internet. This
I
isn't
hope
hard
Sartini-
to explain. Get through the super chats. I know Vince's mom is watching. Get through the super chats.
She probably went to bed by now.
Oh boy.
My mom stayed up to watch the game.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we won for your mom.
Thank you for the super chat. He
And,
says,
wait, quickly. We won for fucking Carlos Vela. We said
that's
let's
right.
do it for Carlos Vela one last time. He beat them in somewhat similar fashion. Honestly, less dramatic.
Was he there? Can anyone confirm or deny if he was there?
I don't think he was there.
I don't think he was,
they probably were like, "Hey, will you come out to the game?" And he's like,
No, he was like, September 21st, I'll be there.
Yeah, he's like, that's the day.
You said September 21st. I will be there September 21st.
And then never
Until
again.
then, I am skiing.
I have to go to a lot of Clippers games between now and then. I can't be there.
I'm learning the Clippers dances.
Yeah, I'm going to become one of those paid Clippers supporters in the fan section.
Doing the high hope stance for the Clippers.
Get to the super chat, then we have one more caller, then we'll finish the super chats up.
And that says, Monitor 1, Halfo Sappho, Monitor 2, watching salty Mexican commentators on ESPN Deportes. There was, I watched a Mexican sort of pregame show. The thesis of the clip was they should have absolutely no problem beating LAFC. It was like, this is a non-issue.
Linda La Rosa in the chat.
And my mom.
Oh my goodness, Linda La Rosa. What an absolute honor that she is.
It's an honor and a privilege. We're taking care of your boy.
Linda La Rosa, we love your son. What else is there to say? She
what
did
a
say
beautiful
earlier,
boy.
I started earlier. She wrote, Mama La Rosa asked that no matter the outcome, please walk away from confrontation and accept the comment. Great game.
Great game, Club America. Fuck you.
Oh, yikes.
Not to Linda, to Club America. We love Linda.
That was clear.
Go back to your comment, because I do think that was the super chat. I really should learn Spanish, specifically for nights like tonight, where I just want to watch them melt down about the fact that they were beaten by a team they're definitely better than. Like, they have to get over thinking that Liga MX is that much better than MLS. It is better, but we have caught up a lot. So in a tight game against a good team, it makes sense that you might lose. It's not a sure bet the way that all their media was talking about it. They mentioned on the broadcast too, all the media was talking about how they have to win or it'll be a disaster for America.
Well, they scored 0 goals in the final against Toluca, and now they've lost this game. Like, they're gonna, if their coach hasn't quit already, they are going to pester him until he is fired.
I love a good disaster movie.
I'm not saying it's right, but that's just the way they do it. I know that a lot of people that listen to this show wishes that was the culture we had here in America. I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's the way it's going to go down there.
I think if you lose one game, you should fire the coach. I think that's my opinion. Yeah.
Except unless you're the Galaxy, if you lose 15 games, you should extend your coach's contract. Let's extend the silence as long as possible.
Yeah, what's next?
Yeah, I thought you were in charge of the super chats, Aaron. I'll go for it. Okay. Where's the next one?
There's more. From Lisa K. Thank you for the super chat. Travis, just drink your Dom, celebrate, and be pretty and fuzzy. We won.
pretty and fuzzy. More ways than one, Lisa.
Oh, got it.
Why?
It's 11 p.m. It's 11 p.m. on a Saturday. This is
It's almost midnight.
It's almost midnight.
11:37.
This is Halfo Sappho. You remember when like Cinemax would have the scrambled because you couldn't afford Cinemax? I'm the scrambled porn right now.
Scrambled non-porn.
Thank you so much
You
for
don't
listening,
understand. Mr. Spectrum, let us explain what we're trying to do here.
I can't believe this is the episode that so many people are going to listen to. I can't believe this is the one. How's my camera? Should we do our thumbnail?
We did our thumbnail.
Oh, we already did.
We did it.
Yeah, we were good. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Shard47 for the super chat, $2. I fucking love this club. Black heart, yellow heart. I gotta say, I also fucking love this club.
I'm gonna agree. I fucking love this club.
Vince?
Oh, I only love Carlos Vela.
Oh. That's fair.
But he is the club, so in like some kind of transitive property.
Sure, that's true.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question, Vince? I'm not smart, so I don't know the answer to this. It feels probably silly. But somebody in the Discord was like, why don't we play Martinez, Giroud, Under, and Bouanga all the time together? And it's probably because we're a more defensive-minded team, right? But it just felt like when the four of them were brought in, immediately the tone changed.
Yeah, but that's when they were they're down a goal and they're going for broke. Yeah, it did change, but you can't expect to play you can't play 90 minutes like that week in, week out. I mean, I'm not saying it's not an idea that they shouldn't consider, because definitely this LAFC team, and I texted you guys, I was like, you got to bring somebody in that has some more quality besides Bouanga. Like, he can't be the only guy getting on the ball, beating his guy, trying to pass and trying to score, trying to do everything. I just don't necessarily know that, playing those guys and playing in a system that has a 10, you have to do it that way. Remember, Bob didn't play with a 10, really. He played with Carlos on the right, and Carlos was your 10 from the right. Like, you don't have to play with a guy centrally to do that. But, this team lacks a little bit of quality, and maybe it would help to do something like that. But unfortunately, now Under's hurt, so I don't think we're going to see it ever again.
And how many goals will we beat Chelsea by, Vince?
I mean, those scoreboards where like it just goes to 9 and then it stops. Like, I think they have those there in Atlanta.
Hey, Vince,
and I'm not sure how they're gonna I think what's gonna have to happen is some intern is gonna have to get up there with like a piece of printer paper and put a 1 and tape it up so that people know that we've continued to score goals.
That's right. What's the mercy rule in the FIFA Club World Cup?
There isn't one. No mercy.
Wow.
No mercy
Whoa.
in the FIFA Club World Cup. That's what they say. No, and that's actually the tagline.
That's the slogan.
No mercy.
No mercy.
No mercy rule here, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hope that
This is the big leagues.
that DAZN improves their production standards to beyond what this show can do, because they didn't do it this time.
We're just mimicking.
Yeah, this is the DAZN of episodes. All right, the heel has been waiting.
Absolutely. The heel of the show deserves.
Hold on. I just want to say this is such a funny comment. Believe that we are going to tie against Chelsea. I believe deep in my heart that if we work hard and we put our mind to it and we focus, we're going to fucking draw Chelsea.
Wait, does anyone know what the conversion on this is? Are we rich?
Oh, look at that. A super chat from in honor of tonight's victory. Have some celebratory pesos.
Is it like $10?
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
$2. We just got $5.15.
That's great. That's a solid super chat.
Yeah, but I want it in pesos.
Hey, this is a great comment. Greetings from Brazil. We've always wanted people to say "come to Brazil" on the show. Do you mind writing "come to Brazil" in the comments? I'm a Flamengo fan. You have a great team. Thank you so much.
You. Are you trolling us though? Because they're in our group, right? They're gonna destroy us.
Possibly, maybe not.
Who knows?
It'll be a good game. I think it'll be a good game.
Okay.
Okay. Don't we have someone from Flamengo on the team?
Was Igor Jesus part of Flamengo at a younger age?
I think so.
Possibly. Maybe.
Flamingo. Flamingo. Well,
okay.
Jeff's talk, heel of the foot.
Let's see how you fucking ruin
Oh, yeah,
this
is he
one.
still awake?
Jeff is in black in
thanks
darkness.
Thanks for being so quick with it, fellas. I really appreciate it. All right, so Darren, here's the two things you were definitely.
We go in order.
I know. Yeah. Okay. Brothers Bloom is terrible. Easily Brian Johnson's worst movie. Also, very bold to say that we should be doing full stadium chants.
Wow. Thanks so much for joining us, Jeff. That was a wonderful appearance.
I kind of agree with him. I don't love it as a Ryan Johnson.
Thank you so much for joining us, Travis. That was such a great show that we did together.
Keep going.
Let's move on. I love that movie. I'll stand by it.
No
Everyone
one has
watch
mentioned
Dune.
to you that the Nate. Don't want what?
Keep talking.
No one is. I'm trying, motherfuckers. No one has mentioned to you that the Ordaz shirt made the fucking made the Jumbotron at least 3 times. That the better than Mets
3 times
was on the Jumbotron.
Whoa!
Did anyone get a photo? Who was wearing it? Do we know who was wearing it?
Somebody in the north end, somebody in 3252 had it on. So there were at least 3 times they cut to it in the middle of it. Yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Brad.
Yep.
If you want a better than Nathan Ordaz better than Messi shirt, head over to happyfootsadfootpod.com. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jeff Talk.
Wow. Jeff Talk, toe of the foot.
I am. Yeah. I'm the news reporter because nobody else went to the game. I feel like people have not discussed enough how nuts that stadium was. Like they're telling you it's loud and shit, but like the energy in there was off the fucking charts, man. Like those guys were so angry when we scored. They were so angry when they lost. Like there were guys in Toluca jerseys. Toluca just beat America, right? Guys in Toluca jerseys and LAFC hats talking shit like across the aisles from each other.
Like brand new LAFC hats?
No, worn in, and worn in Toluca jerseys.
Okay.
Trying to prove a point. Yeah, it was.
Other way around.
Really
okay.
Well, you got to imagine a lot of LAFC fans were Liga MX fans before LAFC was around. Like they have 100%. Dual allegiances, so it's kind of rad, actually.
It is, and whenever we play Chivas, it's gonna be fucking nuts in there. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I talk a lot of shit about this team and about Steve's cowardice as tactics and how he had 2 DPs on the bench, and like it didn't matter tonight, man. Like those 2 guys came in and changed the game. Like Steve's. I don't know why we can't get up to play Vancouver or the Galaxy, and we got up to play America, but like this one matters so much more.
I can understand.
Like, you know what I'm saying, man? Like we're never gonna remember tying the Galaxy or tying Vancouver. None of us will ever. I'll never think about it again. And I'll be thinking about this one. This is like top 5, top 3. Like, maybe honestly, man, maybe the best one. Like to beat America.
Were you there for the Leon game? How did it compare to Leon?
So Leon was no expectations, right? Leon was we've already lost, right? You walk in there and you're like, we're just here to have a good time and hang out with Leon fans, whatever. I also got spit on by a Leon fan at that game, so I not the biggest fan. But that felt just more joyful, right? And also, like, I don't know, do I hate Leon? Like, who fucking hates Leon?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure somebody doesn't think MX, but like America's the fucking villains of CONCACAF, right? Like they're the worst. So to beat them in a 2-game thing, like it was immensely beautiful and joyful. And unlike like MLS Cup, where if we had lost, we were expected to win the game. And if we had lost, we would have been like, that would have been really heartbreaking. If we lost 1-1 and we went to PKs, we played really well and you would have been proud. So like there was this upside and swell of just like joy, man. You know what I mean? It was really genuinely, I know I should be like more cynical and bust your balls about whatever. And I don't know why we're assuming that Spectrum is a man. You know what I mean? Ladies can own companies.
I didn't say Mr. Spectrum owns the company. He just works.
They would do a better job. So that's.
So you think the guy named Spectrum just works there? You think he
oh well, no, I think he's like a VP.
Like how the president of Nintendo is Bowser, just coincidentally.
Yeah.
He's a shitty nepo baby who inherited the company and they suck.
Hey, greetings from Ecuador. Congratulations to LAFC. Thank you, Ecuador. We love Ecuador. Wow. Also, thank you for watching.
I have an Ecuador national team jersey.
What?
Didn't we send West to the Flamengo?
Palmeiras.
Right. Okay. So then, Igor is a Flamengo. Then, yeah.
I just want to say, Jeff, quickly. I'm appreciating your energy tonight, and I want to meet your sincerity with sincerity and say, I am sad I wasn't there. it feels like a very special night. And there's a part of me that really wishes I just fucking bucked up and went for it, even though the Knicks were on. I made a choice that I wanted to see both games. And I think I'm going to be really disappointed in myself in the long run that I didn't just take the risk. So I want to say thank you for your sincerity. I will give it back to you. I agree that I think this is going to go down as one of those. And I said it at the top of the show, like, people who say sports are only about trophies are wrong. Tonight is one of those nights where you go, thank God I follow this team, even on the days where we tie Vancouver and tie the Galaxy or get blown out in Seattle. Tonight is why I fucking listen to podcasts about the show and become a Patreon of those podcasts. That's what tonight's all about.
All right.
He's doing it again.
Nice guy. Vince, do you think we have...
Well, real quick, I completely agree. Jeff, I don't always feel obligated to bring the heel energy because this is beautiful too.
No, I want it. After this.
Guys, you'll never catch me like this again because it's
don't break kayfabe.
And I'm hungover and we just beat America. Like, I'll never be this vulnerable ever again in my life. I wasn't this vulnerable when I had my kids.
Ask Vince your question.
Yeah. What's up?
Can we beat Flamengo? Like, we can't. Like, obviously we can, but like, do you feel like they're gonna be tougher than America was?
Yes, but I think that the gap that people believe between MLS and most leagues is much smaller than they think, and I think that it'll be a good game. Look, it's sadly everything with LFC comes down to the type of performance they put in. But if they put in a similar amount, they're going to have an intensity, because that's really like the way that like Flamenco plays the game and everyone down there plays the game. Is there's moments where like you're like, what's going on? They're kind of moving the ball slow, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, they're just on top of you and they're flying and they're physical. Like they live and die the game. And so LAFC is going to have to go into that game 100% focused on that game. You take your eye off the ball for a minute, and they're gonna beat you up.
Are they going to give us breaks at all with are they going to change our schedule around, or are we going to have to play a ton of fucking games?
They have to, right? I mean, I'm sure they've already done for Seattle and Miami, but it's still going to be weird. Like 3 extra games, like all like.
I think there's throw already away too many games. Season, by the way, fellas, I think the regular season, toss it. Don't play every child. Play. I
prefer to throw away Leagues Cup, but
I don't. Yeah. Don't we not play in Leagues Cup because we're playing in the Club World Cup? Isn't that how that works?
No, we don't play in. We didn't play in Open Cup because we were playing in Leagues Cup.
Oh well, I say toss them both. Everything everything goes to this. Like, because again, it's like, how many times are we gonna play fucking Juarez? Like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, versus,
I agree.
We're never gonna how many times are we actually gonna be in the Club World Cup?
Well, and also like, yeah, who knows the next time this will happen, right? But I do think like especially because MLS roster rules are so fucking constrained, we have no choice but to rotate dramatically in those situations if we want to have a shot, right? It's just like let's just accept as fans those couple of games that we are going to have to play over the next month might not be the prettiest regular season games, even if we fucking lose to Chelsea and Flamengo, right? Like it's just worth giving it a fucking shot to see if we can get out of the group.
100%.
Also, like 100%. Tonight was an example of what there is to gain from just being a part of the tournament, which goes beyond anything that we've done before. But like, I think, like you mentioned, Jeff, like they're the villains of Liga MX. We gained like a certain amount of respect beyond the scope of our own community and our own club tonight. And that's what you do for every win you get in this tournament. Like you show up on a world stage for people who have no idea who the fuck you are. And they're like, oh yeah, that team, the Los Angeles. Yeah. They're like a legitimate team.
We just had 2 commenters in our show from Ecuador and Brazil. Right? Yeah. Like it expands it.
That has not happened before.
Yep. And there's some 12-year-old kid right now whose old man is a big America fan who brought his kid to the game, and his kid saw LAFC beat America. And because that kid's in middle school, he's going to be an LAFC fan now to piss off his dad. Like, that's going to happen a bunch of times. Like, that's how we genuinely grow the game, is like, you were born and raised in Los Angeles, your team beat this big Mexican giant, and now you have that memory, you become a fan, and then that person's going to give super chats in 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
this
true.
is how we.
That's
how
what
we
it's
do
all
it.
about.
He's gonna
It's
go to school
all-
and be like, "You guys, you don't understand. My dad was fully crying, like full tears.
If we are doing
from a
this,
soccer
if
game.
we are doing this
It was
show in 4 to 5
awesome.
years, something has gone seriously wrong.
Vince is like
What's more
Vince
fun
is
than this?
Let's not talk about the details of Vince's contract on this show, okay?
yeah, but we have to re-sign Vince's DP extension in June, so we got to figure this out.
It's gonna be tough. We're
Also, it's
we're
late.
struggling.
I'm down to keep hanging out, but if any other hosts want to bail because it's late, you can bail, and I'll just hang out with people. So don't feel bad if you have to. Jeff, thank you so much for calling. We love you, and I'll never say that again. Man, what an ugly guy. Let me just say, top to bottom, a viciously ugly man.
Jeff is great.
All right, if you guys are going to go on for forever, I'm playing soccer in the morning, so I got to put on. I got to put in a similar performance that LAFC did, so it's a lot to live up to tomorrow morning.
All good. Enjoy the rest of your evening, Vince. We'll keep hanging out with the folks.
Bye.
Love you. You have to say it though if you're gonna go.
I love you. Bye.
Okay.
Oh, I think he just cut out a little bit. I think his internet was just.
Yeah, I think he was saying it. I think he said it.
Yeah, I think he said it. That counts,
I did see a meme earlier this week that was like all of the Mexican clubs and all of the MLS clubs were on our side, and the Galaxy and Club America were on Club America's side. Like everyone was rooting for us to beat Club America.
That's awesome. We did mention this before, I guess, but we got some straight up cash tonight.
Yeah, I mean, again, I want to remind people $10 million does not go towards the cap. We cannot spend $10 million on the cap. We are able to. The reason you want that money is it encourages your owners to keep investing in the team, because if you can make a team good enough that they get into this tournament and say win a couple games, if we get out of this group, we make a lot more than $10 million. I don't know the number, but the number goes up, right? So like, I think you might even make money for
Maybe
wins.
11.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but like they're giving away $1 billion with this tournament. So it encourages investment, whether or not people are upset that like, I think it's a good thing that they won $10 million. It is undoubtedly a good thing for the owners of this team to see profit from investing in this club.
A return on their investment. Yes.
Right.
Let's not talk about where that money's coming from. We don't need to get into that.
Well,
okay?
It doesn't. FIFA's good. FIFA's a good company. I think, and I just want to say, because we're now in the FIFA Club World Cup, I love Mr. FIFA, please.
It's me, John FIFA. When I invented FIFA,
Mr. FIFA, please. Now that Vince is gone, we can.
Yeah. So if you guys are still watching this show, it's about to get real weird.
I wasn't drinking tonight, but instead I opened the most expensive bottle of alcohol in my house. You gotta finish it.
I wasn't drinking for the last week and a half.
I'll say this, right? Like
post-op.
Well, just quickly to put a pin in the money stuff. Like, it is true that that money cannot be added to TAM, right? And we don't have to get into the details of like what the fucking allocated money bullshit is. That money can't be spent against the cap. It can be spent in the future on designated players, and it can be spent for salaries. And giving them more money to spend on salaries will mean we have more money to spend on salaries. We could pay higher salaries. We could pay higher. We could pay more money to buy players, right? It's just like, it's not. I would caution everyone to not be negative about this because it's a cash grab, because it obviously is a cash grab. But guess what? All more modern sports is a cash grab. Besides the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup, which we are still champions of, all sports is a cash grab. MLS is a cash grab. So like, if you're going to be a fan of sports, get the fuck over it and just be happy that our owners are making money.
The sad truth is we're living in America in 2025. Everything is a cash grab. It doesn't have to do it, but like you can accept that that's what you're watching.
Darren, except for
the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup.
No, except for supporting local creators and like supporting YouTube channels that you love.
That is true.
And I just want to remind everyone, please thumbs up and subscribe. If you thumbs up and subscribe, Give it to independent media. Give your money to independent media by becoming a Patreon over at patreon.com/happyfootsadfoot. All right, let's get this.
I think I do genuinely, sincerely agree with you, but you did choose that moment to segue into it, which is really great.
Let's get to some more. People have been giving us money in super chats. Let's go to the super chats.
Let's absolutely do that. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us. This is a fun night. Manuel Araujo says, everyone hit the like button. The boys are doing 3 hours tonight. You know, I would love to do 3 hours. I would not love to edit 3 hours.
But don't edit it. Just fucking throw it up.
Just downloading and uploading a 3-hour video file is kind of a chore. But I'll figure it out.
Maybe your job isn't that hard, actually.
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty good friends with John Spectrum. He hooks me up pretty well.
Oh, fuck.
Daniel in the chat.
Thank you for the super chat. We didn't say thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Daniel says, nationalize the internet. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Nationalize fucking everything. Ooh.
It should be a public good the way that water is. I don't think that that's controversial. You get water and you get electricity from the government. I mean, electricity is a little bit public-private, right? But it's still like the government's involved. The internet should be treated as a public good at this point. Everyone should have free access to the internet the way they, not free, but everyone should have nationalized internet. I think that's a great idea, Daniel. And Daniel, you said something earlier in the Discord where you said, I bet I'm one of the people complain about. And it's not true. Have some more confidence, my man. Your name has not been brought up once.
I want to skip the next super chat because Daniel did another super chat, and we're going to go right to that one. He says, Club World Cup is still a money grab, but hey, beating America always feels good.
Yeah.
You know what, Daniel? You're right again.
Thank you for the super chat again. I'll say it is a money grab. We already agreed. And I'm happy to be a part of it. Let's grab as much money as we can, baby. We live in a capitalist society. What are we going to do about it? Snatch, 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 snatch.
Exactly.
Exactly. What do you mean we live in a capitalist society? What do you mean?
Oh, boy. Okay. Marcos Ramirez, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Daniel, once again. Marcos says, now that we've qualified, I predict a big signing. Interesting.
I wish Vince was here because he would be able to tell you eloquently that that's not going to happen.
Well, I think he did. The one thing he said about it earlier was hinting that with
Under's injury, if Under's injury is serious, it solves some problems for us.
It all comes down to, does this mean not? Does this mean pull? Does this mean tear? Or does this mean wasting time?
Yeah.
And I've seen it mean all of those things at different times in different situations.
Yeah, it's that is true. I think like here, okay, let me just say it again. Sorry, I was zoning out as I was reading comments. If Under's loan is up, I think in the next couple weeks, he's a DP slot. We can use that $10 million to pay for a designated player. If we want to pay for a designated player. And again, that's a pretty big ask in a 2-week period to find someone of that level, get rid of Under and shore up the cash to do it. But it becomes possible, right? Especially if Under's injured, to say, okay, we're done. Let's use that slot for this other thing. And I wonder if MLS might be like, we'll turn the other cheek on this one. Like, we understand what you're doing. Because MLS has proven that they're cool with fudging the rules a little bit in specific situations.
I'm not familiar with what you might be hinting at.
Well, have you heard of David Beckham?
No.
Have you heard of Lionel?
From Peanuts?
Yeah, from Peanuts. Lionel, the real fucking coward, short little fucking coward.
A real messy guy.
To say, I don't know what happened in my algorithm, but there was a video about Nathan Ordaz on the LAFC Instagram, and I commented better than Messi because he's better than Messi, and that's what we say on the show. Right. But like, it's on LAFC's Instagram, and suddenly that has shown up in Messi fans' Instagrams where they watch this video and they've been served my comment. Like, it's not that, like, somehow it's being served to Messi fans who then also see my comment, because now my notifications have just been Messi fans calling me a Ronaldo fan and like saying I don't know anything. It's like, well, I don't know what to tell you.
They're so intense and so serious. It's very strange. I remember the first time we played Miami, the comments on our post game were crazy.
I love Messi. I think Messi's probably the best player to ever play. Nathan Ordaz is also better than him.
Yeah. Both things can be true. We can walk and chew gum at the same time, people.
All right, let's keep going with some super chats.
Oh, the next super chat, you're gonna be sorry you said that, is from Nut again. He says, Travis, have you tried turning it off and on again?
Nut, as I said, if
Nut.
you want to talk shit about my video camera, you have to pay. So I appreciate it. Yes, I did try everything.
All we do on this show, Nut, is turn it on. We don't turn it off, baby.
And you know who I would love to turn on? Mr. Spectrum, please.
God. A non-super chat, but a super chat, lowercase, nonetheless.
We're not
Joel
just
says,
gonna
wish
wish
me
you
happy.
Go ahead.
He says, wish me a happy birthday, please. LOL.
We're not just gonna wish you a happy birthday, Joel. We're gonna wish you a happy big birthday.
Happy big birthday, Joel. Happy big birthday.
Ever in the chat, drop a happy big birthday, Joel. Right.
Absolutely.
There. I really feel like this is one of those nights where, I don't know, when it's bad and we're not going to win the Club World Cup, that's fine. Let's have as much fun as we can in it. But like when we're looking back on the season and there's going to be some slogs of a game, remember nights like tonight, one, when it feels not worth it to be a fan, but two, also like when you really hate Steve Cherundolo. He did a really good job tonight, everyone. I'm sorry to tell you. Our coach did a really good job.
That was really good.
You don't have to love him for all the games. I think it's impossible to say he didn't do a good job tonight. I saw people frustrated with him after America scored. And even after America scored, I was just like, we're playing well. We're beating them. We are beating them on every metric. Like they look crisper at times. I think their passing is stronger, but we are winning this game on paper, maybe not in score. And so when we scored again, I thought we were going to win in regulation. I really did. I felt confident we were going to.
Yeah, Vince said the same.
I just feel like even if you don't like Steve Cherundolo and you want him gone now, tonight is a night you can't really say anything bad about Steve Cherundolo. And I just want to say that as well. We have another caller, a late caller joining the game.
It's Andrew coming back.
Andrew, you're back.
Back on the show. Are we talking about Brothers Bloom or what? What's going on?
So I get, maybe it's my internet that's down. I can't hear either of you guys, but I wanted to say one, Dolo in forever. Anyone who said Dolo out is insane. And two, even though people thought the prosthetic for Joseph Gordon-Levitt was too much, I think Looper is an amazing sci-fi movie.
I agree. I like that one too.
I do think Looper was better than Brothers Bloom. I agree. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Whoa, I don't think that's quite what he said. That's not quite what he said. I think Brothers Bloom is so underrated.
Were you the one in the comments saying that you don't agree with the Star Wars comment?
I can't hear anything you guys said.
That's
okay.
So weird. If you can still hear the show, what Travis was asking if you were the one in the comments saying that
we have super chats. We don't have to talk about Star Wars.
I'm a big Rian Johnson fan, and I skipped the Star Wars movies because I'm not really a Star Wars person. So I was just like, oh no, now he's not going to make any more movies for a while because he's making Star Wars. That's a bummer.
I'll say Star Wars. I don't like a lot of the Star Wars movies. I appreciate them. They're not for me. Yeah, and I watched Rian Johnson's thing. I watched Rian Johnson's Star Wars. I was like, this is the best one by far. He's like, surprised me. I'm like, all of my expectations have been subverted. And because my expectations were subverted, that meant all the people who love Star Wars and insist on specific things about Star Wars hated that movie. But I thought it was by far, I would go as far as say it's my favorite Star Wars besides maybe Empire Strikes Back. I really loved it when I saw it. And it's roundly considered the worst one. And it isn't. People are dumb. Let's get to some more super chats. Ray, game ended a while ago. I'm still fully torqued. I feel the same way, man.
That's what we're doing right here. That's what this is. That's what this is.
It's midnight. It is June. Well, happy June, everyone. Rabbit.
June.
We made it to June gloom.
No gloom yet.
Hey, Darren, what's a rose and a thorn from May for you, huh? Give me a rose and a thorn from May.
Being able to breathe through my nose, something I thought I never would be able to do in my life.
Yeah.
Almost a rose and a thorn at once. Every rose has its thorn. I'm now post-op in a weird situation where I'm experiencing the incredible new world of being able to breathe, but also feel like I did recently get hit by a truck. And I am like mostly better, but like it still happened recently.
I would say my thorn is that you didn't die in surgery. My thorn is that you didn't die in surgery, and that my rose is that we still have an editor for the podcast. I think that's nice.
Yeah, it's a silver lining.
Let's
it
get
was
through
not
this.
a surgery where anything bad was like even possible. I don't think. It was weird. I last time I had any sort of local anesthesia was a while ago, so I don't know. Maybe this is just how things have changed. I got like a Novocaine shot. This time it was like gel that they like put in there, and then they waited a few minutes, and then it was like numb.
Happy Pride Month. It's June Pride Month.
It's June.
Happy Pride Month to everybody watching, and shout out to anyone who was at the Pride Parade.
Big Pride Month.
Happy Big Pride, everyone. Happy Big Pride to all the bears out there. But sincerely, happy Pride to everybody. Let's get through the super chats because I am realizing I do have work tomorrow, so I can't do this 3 hours the way people want.
You have work tomorrow as in Sunday or tomorrow as in Monday?
Oh, I have work today.
Got it. Okay. Ephraim, thank you for the super chat. He says, can't wait to wear my Dints shirt the next time I go to a next home game I go to. No, thank you for the super chat. I take my thank you back.
Thank you for the super chat. And I just want to say, Darren did offer to reimburse anyone who buys the shirt to not wear the shirt. And Vince
not to not wear it, to send. I will buy it back. I want the shirt. I need it in my hand to know you will not be wearing it.
Ephraim, even if you're not still listening, I want you to know you can upsell, right? And Vince just won a bunch of money in Bet It and Forget It. He won $200.
That's true.
So I think you got to come back.
The club won $10 million, and we're on the payroll, of course.
Oh, yes. There are people in the LAFC community who think we're on their payroll. So we're about to fucking roll in it, baby. We're going to roll in that dough. Thank you for your super chat. And thank you for buying merch. If you want to buy merch, head over to happyfootshappypod.com. Patreons get 15% off, as you all know.
My attempts to thwart the Dins shirt are not. I don't know if you saw. My wife is in the Discord threatening to buy a Dins shirt at this point.
I think that's a great idea.
We're not in a good place right now.
I'm so happy that the Better Than Messi shirt got on, because that was one of those shirts that felt like a cash grab from us, like immediately following the Miami game. And it is. I think anytime any of us see Nathan or Daz on LAFC's Instagram, you need to comment Better Than Messi. I think that's the thing you need
to start. That should be a full-on campaign.
Darren, Sadfoot is the Galaxy one tonight.
That is a Sadfoot, yeah. I mean, you see it on the calendar. They're playing RSL. RSL is having a really lame season too. It felt like, they're good. That's the one that they got to win at some point. You know what? Congratulations. It's adorable that you won tonight. We also won tonight. I guess we're brothers tonight, us and the Galaxy. We both won a game. It's pretty much the same thing, isn't it?
It's the same thing, Carson. Anyone can win anything.
Yeah, we're not so different.
Ruben, thank you so much for saying this. Does PK count for Bet It and Forget It? Seems rigged. I do want to say, Vince is a smart. Where'd you go, Darren? Darren went away. Darren's not even in the studio anymore. Here's what I'll say. Vince is a smart bettor. Darren's back. Okay, Vince is a smart bettor because he knew that neither of us knew that Brian Rodriguez takes the penalties. And
does he?
I think he knew that he knew. If I knew Brian Rodriguez was the one if I knew Brian Rodriguez took the penalties, I would go, that's a bit of a easy bet, because that means if the Galaxy get one good penalty and that's the only goal they get, he wins. I would have said that that's not outlandish enough.
Right, but what I'm saying is, does he know? I'm saying, does Brian Rodriguez take the penalties? Like, was that normal? What happened tonight?
I think it had to. This is a huge game for them. Why would they let a not normal person take their penalties? He didn't start the game, I think, for some sort of fatigue reasons or whatever. But
I thought he normally doesn't start.
Oh, I don't know. But I wouldn't have guessed that he was good enough to take their penalty.
I mean, his penalty kick didn't exactly scream, "I'm the guy taking the penalties on this team."
I'm going to skip ahead to a super chat really quick from Ephraim because it continues our conversation. I'm still here, but I would only accept an "I love you" from Vince. This is a great play, Ephraim. You're going to wear that shirt to a game unless Vince says "I love you" bye on the show, or do you just want an "I love you" to you? It's up to you. You'd let us know, but this is a great play. You're equally as smart as Vince. Thank you.
I did at one point say, "Name your price."
Well, it's up to Vince. All right, let's keep going with these super chats.
Yes.
Daniel says, Happy Foot 7 watch party for the first Club World Cup game against Chelsea at 12 p.m. at a local bar. It's 5 p.m. somewhere. Look, I'm considering seeing if I can go to Atlanta. If I don't go to Atlanta to go see the Chelsea game, honestly, I'll go to London and watch in London. You guys, I've been to Europe.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, it's like, isn't the game in America?
Travis?
The guy who sucked John Spectrum's dick. If I choose not to go, so there's some scheduling shit I got to figure out. If I can go, I'll go. If not, and I can clear noon on a Monday, yeah, let's find a bar to go to. Let's do it. Let's have a Half-O Sappho meetup and we'll watch at a bar together. That's a great idea. I wonder where we have to think about. Let me think about this because I might go. If not, I think Darren and Vince both have full-time jobs that they have to be in the office for, so they can't do it. However, I have gone to multiple Arsenal Champions League games in the middle of the day, so I am available to do it. But I have had my business life has gotten a little bit more busy lately, and it could be getting more busy. So I have to see. Don't worry about it, Darren. I'll tell you about it later. It's not official yet, so I can't tell anyone about anything. Hey, we just got a new Patreon subscriber, Conrad Green. Thank you so much. We should get that thing that like Twitch streamers have, where like when a new person pays, it pops up. So Daniel, this is a great idea. Let me figure out if I'm going to travel to Atlanta or not, because I would love to see us play in a competitive game against Chelsea. And it's very funny to do it on a Monday at noon. But yeah, this is a great idea. I'll let everybody know if we're going to have a meetup in the next 2 weeks.
Meet up at the Coca-Cola Museum.
Yeah, meet up at the place where the Olympic bombing happened.
All right.
What's the name of that movie about the Olympic bombing?
Brothers Bloom?
No, it's kind of close to that. It's almost a comedy movie, honestly. It is an Olympic bombing movie. I watched it in Rome with my wife. The Richard Jewell is the name of the movie, and
that's the name of the guy who did it.
Yeah, but it's played by what's his name? I don't remember the actor's name, but he's really funny and he plays such a charming character. We couldn't sleep in Rome because we were jet lagged and we watched Richard Jewell, and we had so much fucking fun watching the Olympic bombing movie.
Wow. Okay.
Todd Simmons, $1.99. What do we win with $10 million? What does it do for us? I covered it already, but just because you gave the super chat, I'll say it again. Our owners get, I think, at least about 9 of that. Some of it goes to the league because the league is a partial owner in the team. That money does not go towards the cap. However, our owners pay the salary of all the players. And if they choose to pocket some of that money, I understand why it feels cynical to say this. It is a good thing, because they will invest in the club, because if they can keep making profit off this team, it proves it's a good investment, and they will keep paying for high salaries. They will keep buying expensive players. They will keep wanting the team to be successful. There are a lot of owners in this league that invest nothing. And as their teams move on, they slowly get worse and worse and worse over time. If they can see a return on investment, they might invest more. So we just got the biggest windfall for an MLS team, I think, in any tournament. I don't know if that's true, but I think it's close. So I would say that is a really good thing for our team because it encourages our investors to invest money into it. And also, we do have this weird 2-week period now where we can sign players. They can use that money to pay for salary of a designated player if Under is injured and we suddenly have a designated player slot. So just something to consider. Even if it's not used in the next 2 weeks, it is overwhelmingly a good thing for our investors to make money in the team because it means they will keep investing in the team. And there are so many MLS teams that wish they were in our position right now.
I wonder if there's any DP level players that have been, vacillating between staying with their club or going somewhere else, or
unfortunately,
a few more $1 million might sweeten the deal a little bit.
Unfortunately, that DP player is going to be already playing in the Club World Cup in LA, actually. If you want to see him, you just got to go to the Rose Bowl at noon.
He's coming to LA. We can announce it here on the show.
Griezmann will be in Los Angeles in 2 weeks while we're in Atlanta.
Oh, my God. Wow. Okay. Another super chat. Thank you guys so much for
this
all the
is crazy.
tonight.
This has been a great night. And easily our biggest numbers. I don't know what our numbers are at currently, but like overall long-term numbers, we can see the stats. This is our best stream. So thank you, everybody.
He says, wow, heel of the foot has become pinky of the foot. It's true. A rare,
soft on
if you were here for this stream tonight, if you were here for this game, you saw a rare version of an LAFC win. And if you were on this stream, you saw a rare version of Jeff Talk heel of the foot.
I'll say this.
Even though he had bad things to say about Brothers Bloom, which is one of my favorite underrated movies.
I'll say this. He is still the heel of the foot. He just got a pedicure. They just used the pumice stone.
I see.
Tonight he got rubbed with a little pumice stone. The heel soft as a baby's bosom, and it'll only be that way for a good 24 hours. And then the calluses come back. If you've ever gotten a pedicure, and if you're a guy and you haven't gotten a pedicure, boy, do I recommend it. It feels great. Your feet feel amazing. It is 12:20 at night, and we have so many super chats. We're currently at half the bottle of Dom Perignon.
I'll open another beer.
All right.
One sec.
Okay, I'll start this super chat. Sam Ramirez, $1.99 says, was this hold on. Wait, I quickly want to go back before I go to the super chat, and we'll come back to Sam, your super chat. Kai says, probably good to note, Jewel discovered the bombs, alerted police, and was cleared by the FBI's. Yeah, by the FBI's. Yes, Richard Jewell did not do it. He was accused of doing it.
And that's 100% on me. I said the guy who did it, that was my fault. Apologies.
Well, everyone thought he did it because
that's what the movie's about.
Yes, and because he's like he was a criminal. He had like a sordid past. But what I love about the movie is he's just like the kind of this dumb, lovable doofus who has done crimes, but no one believes him when he finds the bombs. And all these people say he saves all these people's lives because he finds the bombs. But like initially, no one fucking believes him. And it's I highly recommend Richard Jewell. It's never going to win an Oscar, but just like a movie about like a bumbling man saving a bunch of people's lives and then his life being ruined for it. I'm on board. I'm on board. All right, let's get back to
this. Kind of like Burn After Reading-ish.
I don't remember Burn After Reading, but it's no Brothers Bloom. Am I right? Sam Ramirez, was this bigger than winning MLS Cup? No, I don't think this was bigger than winning MLS Cup. I think, however, you can put it in the top. I've had too many drinks now to really do. I'm going to say definitely top 5 games in LAFC's history, in our long 8-year history. Is it top 3?
Yeah.
It certainly could be in my top 3. To this day,
top 3.
My favorite game I've been at BMO for outside of MLS Cup was the Leon game. That'll be special because I was there. And it was right before COVID. So it felt like this like real special moment before we couldn't see people anymore. Like we knew about COVID. COVID was in the United States, I think, while that game was happening. But like this game feels like it could surpass that in terms of, let's say we beat Flamengo. The Chelsea game. I think we all understand we're probably going to lose. The Tunisian team, we have a shot against. We could beat the Tunisian team. Maybe we're underestimating them. Who knows? The Flamengo team, I think, is a little bit better than Club America, but we just beat Club America, and I think we beat them pretty well. So I don't know enough about them to speak honestly about it, but if we got out of the group, then we could look back at this game as one of the more important games in team history. But then I think we'd also look forward and say those games that we win in the Club World Cup are more like if we win one game in the Club World Cup, I'm going to be fucking dancing in the streets, right? Like we get to be in this tournament that we didn't think we were in 4 hours ago. With 20 minutes left in the game, I was like thinking about how I was going to talk about losing in the live stream and explain to people that I thought we were playing well, even though we lost, right? Like the tide has turned so quickly that like, it's hard to put stock in what this is. What it means is our team remains elite, even if it doesn't always feel like it. And we're playing in the biggest club tournament in the world. I know it's a cash grab. And maybe Chelsea will be like, who cares about this tournament? Let's not care. And we beat them 99-0.
Totally.
So I don't think it's bigger than winning MLS Cup. I think that's without a doubt our biggest game. What do you think, Darren?
Yeah, I agree. It's not hardware, but it is up there. I think it's silly for people to be saying like this is the biggest game they've ever played in before the game and then like back off of it after. So if you're one of those people, you should stick with that. But yeah, it's a chance. Like it feels almost like in a different category, almost like it's not part of the reason why it's so big is because it's not part of the MO. It's not part of what we're doing here. And that's why it's so huge. It's a opportunity to expand the entire story of what this club is, like on a fundamental level, can change now. Which is huge, but it's also just like an apples and oranges kind of thing. It feels like a little bit.
I mean, literally in the comments, we've seen it tonight. People from multiple countries seeking out this show and so even if they haven't, I bet for every person that commented, there were 4 people that watched for a little bit and were like, these fans are fucking weird.
Yeah. But now those people from all over the world know, like, LAFC has, I'm sure they're really respectful about it. They're like, I bet LAFC has fans from all over many spectrums.
Yeah, these are just
real weird.
These are just the Nathan Fieldery ones.
Some of those fans are fucking weirdos. And I'm proud of that. And hopefully there are other people out there who don't mind it.
Okay. No, this is fake.
No, this is fake.
I thought it was okay, never mind.
We just realized like and all of these others were fake and everyone watching was fake and okay,
it's the Truman Show. No one watches the show. I set this up to make myself feel better. Okay. He said just a fan account. So, maybe this is a real Toluca fan.
Oh, it's a real fan account. Okay. It's not an impersonator for fun.
Take care of Frankie Amaya for us, and thanks for beating America the same week Toluca did. Toluca and LAFC brother club. Hell yeah. Know nothing about Liga MX. And guess what? Now I'm a Toluca fan, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Toluca, baby.
Let's do it. From Toluca Lake to Toluca. Let's go.
Oh, I've been on Toluca Lake, and it's not what it's all cracked up to be. Thank you so much for the comment.
Whoa.
But I do love this.
I've driven around the perimeter like, oh,
there's a real lake. There's a lake in there.
It's just fully private. It's celebs only.
You know who took me on the lake?
Who?
The amazing team of James Valentine and his wife.
Oh, no way. That's awesome. Do they live on the lake? Let's not
they live on the lake.
Dox them. Oh, okay.
I'm not giving his address away.
And again, this is impenetrable. Like, there's no way. Like, I've driven around there, being like, "This is really nice." There's no way anywhere near there. You can't drive. You can't walk. Like it's
It's
crazy.
also like this was 5 years. They also might have moved. I don't know. I haven't been there since. Lisa K 590 or 499 Halfo Salvo After Dark. We've been there for a while, baby. Once we went to extra time, it was over.
Halfo been after dark.
Again, not drinking tonight.
Oh, it
Ooh,
sounds like
it
you
sounds
are. Sounds like you're drinking for sure.
This is. I can't finish this.
I love good champagne.
I don't mind champagne, but it does.
I also like bad champagne.
The difference between like okay champagne and good champagne is very minimal. The difference between bad and okay is very high, I think.
Huge.
But like mid-tier to this, I can't tell the difference. It just kind of tastes like smoother, which I guess. But Halfo Salvo After Dark. Lisa, thank you so much for the super chat.
Yes. Jay Gutierrez, thank you for the super chat. He says Dolo back and que chingue a su madre América.
Okay, so we don't. I'll say this: Darren is better at it than me. But you're asking the two whitest LAFC fans, like genuinely, the two whitest people possible started an LAFC podcast.
Yeah.
So we're
being aware of it doesn't excuse it, but at least we're aware of it.
Yeah, we're not trying to be anything but ourselves, but I'm sure that this is an insult to either us or America. And thank you so much for the super chat, Jay Guti.
Oh, I know what it means. I do speak some Spanish.
Oh, what does it mean?
It means like fuck your mother, America, Club America.
Okay, great. Fuck your mother.
Club America, yeah.
Yeah, hey, Club America, fuck your mother. Is that good?
Yeah, I think.
You want to know the exact address of someone in Maroon 5? I'll give you their exact address, a member of Maroon 5. Thank you so much for the super chat, Jay Gutierrez. Mikey 499. Thank you for your service.
Nope, move the decimal.
49.99. Thank you, Mikey. Well-deserved victory for LAFC.
Mikey, oh my God.
No arguments. And Mikey, that's great. And you're Mikey, I do want to say, Club America fan has been I want to say very level-headed about. He's in our Discord. He hangs out with us. He's an LAFC fan. We've met him, but he's a Club America fan first. And Mikey has talked to us all throughout this process. He gave us a bunch of options for Club America podcast that we were reaching out to until Carlos Vela retired. He's been very good at being both a fan of LAFC and Club America.
A true diplomat.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yes.
And thank you so much for the $50. Travis, are you using a Cat 5? God damn it.
Yes, Mikey. Yes.
I have to tell you.
I'll finish it for you. He says, Travis, are you using a Cat 5 or Cat 6, meaning the type of Ethernet cable for people who cord, for people who aren't familiar, maybe look into that. And then he says, I'm the one people complain about on the Discord.
I'm sure you, I don't know what you were saying about, I wasn't in the Discord tonight if you were talking about Club America. I don't know what Cat 5 or Cat 6, maybe it is that. I think it's probably my upload speed. We figured out, has my video been any better or is it still bad?
Yeah, it's been better. Yeah. Also, Mikey is a good example of somebody who wrote in for the Carlos Vela memories, who a lot of people wrote great stuff that didn't make it onto the show, and I'm working on something right now that I'm actually pretty excited about to get all of those other memories out there in a way that people can experience. And Mikey's was particularly great and made me tear up, actually.
Jerry, I got to pivot hard to what you just said. Have you thought about Verizon? Yes, I've thought about Verizon. I can't get Verizon. I can only get Spectrum, Jerry.
We've covered this.
I've covered
that was in the first hour.
The only internet I can get is Spectrum. I can't get, and someone came to my door from some other phone company and they were like, do you want to try 5G internet? And I said, sure. And I tried it and that worked even worse. They couldn't find a signal from my home. So I would love to try Fios. And Mr. Spectrum, if you're listening, I have other options. But
you don't.
I don't. But yeah. I would suck Mr. Verizon.
Okay, all right. Let's not get our stream taken down.
You can say suck dick on YouTube. you can't. You could probably not like. I can't be like, pay me money and I'll suck your dick. But I can say, give me good internet to a fictional character.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Once again, Todd Simmons. He says, I'll never understand Earthwhelmed why Travels hates Daniel so much.
Todd Simmons, thank you so much for the super chat. Moving on. Al Hopkins.
Wow. When did they make it so that AI bots were able to give super chats on live streams? That's pretty cool, actually.
Todd Simmons, we know, is real. We've interacted with Todd before, but
yeah,
it's clearly like hates Daniel so much. There's
he dictated this. I'll never understand why Travis hates Daniel so much.
Yes. Okay. So it has to be about me hating Daniel, and I don't hate Daniel. In fact, I complimented him earlier in the show. Thank you for the super chat, though. You're dead wrong. Al Hopkins, $4.99. All the dolo out people should realize is how ridiculous they have been. Also, now that Vince is gone, Sublime rules. Finally, Vince is gone. We can talk about how much we love Santeria. We love Wrong Way. We love that. Okay, I gotta say something about Wrong Way. I think it's Wrong Way. His dog gets lost and he doesn't care about it. Is that song? Let me look it up. In one of his songs, he says, "I don't care that my dog got away."
Okay.
Keep talking while I look it up.
Yeah. Dolo in, Vince out, Sublime upvote party. That's what's going on here. I'm taking this chat down. Thank you so much, Al Hopkins.
It's what I got. Okay. Here, okay. This is important. Let me find it.
You gonna back that up, or?
I gotta find it. What I got.
So the start of that statement made it seem like you did have it.
Well,
and then by the end of it, it seemed like you actually don't have it.
Yeah, keep going. I'll get it back. You keep going. I got it. I'll figure it
out. Okay, yeah. Another super chat from Lisa K. Thank you, Lisa. She says, Chiellini watched the game and called the boys after. 3 heart emojis. That's awesome.
The future coach.
I want to see. I want to see whatever media you got that from.
Okay, here it is.
There was a video or something. Hold on. Chiellini watching the game and calling the boys after is definitely more important than Sublime. Fuck off for a second.
For one lyric of Sublime that bothers me every time I hear it.
Yeah. That is beautiful. And if there's throw a link in the chat if anybody's got a link to some kind of video or a tweet or something. Boy, would it be wonderful if Chiellini came back to coach.
I remember there were people saying when we were talking about Mount Rushmore of LAFC that Denny Bouanga is not on the Mount Rushmore of LAFC. If he wasn't tonight, Denny Bouanga
is now. I think I actually said something like he just needs some more time to cook and he'll be there. He's just not there yet.
This is his signature moment, right?
I must have said something so intelligent, right?
Yeah. And Darren, I want to say he knows how much the flip means to us because I watched him make the decision to flip. He was like, I scored.
He flipped so hard tonight.
And again, he's not really landing them the way he used to land.
You can tell it's harder for him. It makes it so much more meaningful to me.
Yeah. Okay. Flipgate is over.
You, Denny.
Denny, if you're listening, you don't got to do it anymore. Just do it on the big ones.
You don't have to flip if you don't want to anymore.
You don't have to flip if you don't want to.
I feel the flip even when you don't do it at this point.
Okay, here it is. I don't cry when my dog runs away. I don't cry when my dog runs away. I don't get angry at the bills I have to pay. I don't get angry when my mom smokes pot. Okay. All of those things, your mom can smoke pot. Who gives a shit? I don't get angry at the bills I have to pay. You could get angry at those. It's annoying,
Travis,
but
Travis,
pay
this
them.
is giving like someone saying that ironic is not about actually ironic things.
I don't cry when my dog runs away. I don't cry when my dog. If you don't cry when your dog runs away, you shouldn't have that fucking dog, Mr. Sublime.
The whole point of the song is here's a bunch of statements that are like people thinking the wrong way. It's called Wrong Way.
No, this is called What I Got. This is a different song.
Oh, well then fuck that guy. Only for that reason. We got another caller.
We have another caller. We're 2 hours in. Justin, what are you doing to us?
Justin, you're on the.
No, we're both adding him. Justin, any happy feet or sad feet?
I'm shocked that you guys are still on.
Yeah, me too, man.
Is that a happy?
I left my. We were watching the game. Had like a watch party. Left. Had a few drinks. I'm in bed, like ready for bed, and I was like, "Oh fuck, they're still on. I'll fucking call in. Why not?"
Let's do it.
So okay, I'll do my bit.
Extra time for the game. Extra time for the show.
Hell yeah, I'll do my bit. First time caller, long time listener.
Thanks so much for calling for the first time. It's good to see you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you called in.
Oh shit. Okay, so I'll take it serious. Happy foot. All the Mexican pundits. We watched the game on TUDN.
Okay.
And they just couldn't deal with our physicality. Again, I know I'm assuming you guys have like went off the rails for a couple of hours here, but I'll take it a little serious.
No, but yeah, the show needs this right now. This is great.
All right, cool. If you guys don't mind, I'll be quiet because everyone's asleep. But no, they just couldn't handle like the physicality. So we kind of assumed, knowing that who the referee was, he's from Brazil, he was going to allow the team to play, which he did. He allowed both teams to fucking be really physical. But the TUDN announcers and then the show that came after the game on TUDN just couldn't handle how physical and how much like stronger we were than the América team. They were talking a lot about Igor Jesus. They were talking about a lot about Aaron Long. And then when Giroud came into the game, it just completely changed it in terms of the physicality. They couldn't like head with them. Again, they were like afraid every time LAFC got a corner because we just had the clear advantage. And again, in MLS, it's a lot different when, you know, our 6 is the 6'2" defender. But for us, our 6'4" strikers going against the 5'5" midfielder. So it was just a big difference, and our physicality was just better. They were talking about Bonga's just supreme athleticism, how they just couldn't keep up with him. Kelvin Alvarez did a good job the first half, but then after that, they subbed him out for a reason, and he's one of Mexico's like supreme defenders. They subbed him out in a half. They couldn't deal with Bonga. And so it's kind of course it's the typical like, you know, super polarizing media where it's like, hey, they're winning, we're gonna glaze, we're gonna, you know, say they're the best, but the second they lose, we're gonna shit on them as much as we can, you know, like you know, every other major branding, but just kind of say, hey.
We lost your audio entirely, but that was like one of the more informative calls I think we've had. Justin, if you get better Wi-Fi, come back, because I do want to know more about what they were saying. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, that is crazy. What I think you have access to the private chat right now. So tell us when we should try again, Justin.
Or if you want to tell us what you can also leave a comment, Justin, and tell us what you wanted to say. You don't have to do a super chat, because I actually was really enjoying what you were talking about. So give us more information. We just couldn't hear what you were saying by the end of that.
But it's interesting you're saying that, because I was expecting that to be what our reaction would be from their team. Like, I was like, I hope that we can match their physicality. And then that's what was so surprising to me. It was the first half came and went, and I was like, oh, we are matching their physicality. I think we're doing great.
I would say after the first 10 minutes, I felt very confident. The first 10 minutes, I was
confidence to like bet it and forget it. Very confident, or like actual very confident.
No, the first 10 minutes of the game were rough. We looked like a much weaker team. They were making crisp passes. They were creative. And then it was clear that they kind of didn't know what to do in their final third. And again, Darren and I are the dumb ones on this show, right? Like, if you're watching this for the first time, our soccer expert went to bed because he's got better things to do. But like it felt like they didn't know what to do in the attack, but they knew how to keep possession. Something shifted around 10 or 15 minutes. I think maybe there was someone injured, and I watched Dolo talking to Aaron Long. Something shifted, and we started keeping the possession more. We immediately had more chances. And if you look at the stats, we had so many more shots on goal than they did. And it wasn't all in that end stretch, right? We had Denny Bouanga on the break. Denny Bouanga, despite not scoring more than one goal, created a ton of fucking chances for this team.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, he was getting frustrated at first, and he still figured out the defenders, right? He found ways to get around them. I don't know. I just feel like it was a game in which I think we earned the respect of a lot of people, and we might not have the respect of every LAFC fan all the time, but I think a lot of people who watch the sport on this continent saw LAFC and they saw a team that was kind of performed better than the biggest team on the continent.
Yeah, not kinda. They earned the win.
Yeah.
The chat that's up on the comment that was up on there on the screen just a second ago is interesting. LAFC corner goal was the exact same goal Toluca scored in the final. LAFC studied their weak spots well.
It's interesting because I feel like I normally consider us a short team, but once Giroud comes out there, it felt like Giroud really did scare them. Like they were double marking Giroud on corners, and I get it. It's Olivier Giroud, but he hasn't scored on a corner. He hasn't been good, right? Like,
but if you're not paying attention to every LAFC game, you're not like you. I think if people are studying up on LAFC and it's like, oh, Giroud isn't the same Giroud he usually is, you still only really think that on like a surface level. You don't like thoroughly watch every LAFC game and go like, oh, he's like fully fallen off for some reason. I don't know what that's about. Like there's no way they studied that much to be like he's still Olivier Giroud to them. Like I think if I went into a game and I was like, okay, they have this legendary player who's not quite what he used to be, but he's still the guy, I wouldn't believe you if you were like, no, don't worry about him anymore. Like that feels like I would not feel comfortable not worrying about him anymore. I would worry.
Yeah, I do think, especially if you're rattled and nervous near the end of the game, your instinct is to go, I'm going to guard the guy I know is really good, right?
Yeah.
Like even because you don't know. I doubt any of these people watch any Major League Soccer. You've seen these clips or whatever, but it's not like they're studying up on Igor Jesus and where he's going to be in the box. They're certainly not. They're not studying up on Nathan Ordaz. So it's like, I get it that they're in, but it felt really like his gravitational pull was bigger tonight than we've seen from Olivier Giroud. He felt like
because
he
played better than he always does.
Yeah.
Like he earned their respect within the game.
And Lisa brings up a good point there. As I say, we normally look like shit on corners, and I think Giroud was in the game, and it pulled some weight in certain ways, but MLS has pretty big defenders, and I felt like we were bigger than Club America. Like our size was. It was a much larger. We were a larger size. We had larger size boys. Hey, Justin, you're back on. Can we have larger size boys?
Yeah.
Can you say we were like they're a lot more husky?
We can hear you now.
Would you say?
Yeah. Would you say we have bigger and taller boys?
Huge, longer boys.
Great.
Aaron Long. They were. To kind of go back to where I was saying they were just like kind of talking about how América would struggle even if they would have won today against the English teams, because it's just, these teams preach athleticism and size, and they're like, hey, well, if they couldn't even handle the size of LAFC, how are they going to handle Chelsea? And we saw it in the game. They were horrified every time we had a corner. And if you guys
we had
noticed,
11 of them.
Yeah, and that was one of the few times where we looked dominant on the field. And every time we kicked the corner, if Bouanga kicked it, just like dog shit corners every once in a while. But when he had good service, then we looked dangerous every single time. And a lot of that had to do with our size, our athleticism. They were talking about Bouanga, how he never got tired. He was outpacing players that they were just putting in fresh in the game in the 90 plus minute. It was just really interesting listening to them talk about just again a lot of it though was like it's just them just dooming America since they lost more so than giving us props. But it was just really interesting hearing them talk about that about how technically 1 through 11 technically they're just better than us, but how it doesn't matter when the team is just more athletic. And again, it sucks for us because that's kind of what we fall in love with as MLS teams. We fall in love with the idea of like, oh, he runs fast, he's bigger, faster, stronger. But in this case, it worked out in our favor. Um, yeah, that's what they're talking about. To go back to the heavy foot, sad foot. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Quickly. What after the game? So that was that what they were talking about after the game or during the game?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
No,
what was the punditry after the game like?
So that was for the most part like during the game. Again, they were talking more about like the technicalities of it. You know, they were talking about how like, oh, America is just technically better, but they had no idea what to do. A lot of it though they were blaming on was like the fatigue of it. They just lost the final, they were tired, they won 3 straight. Jardín, a lot of it was blaming the coach again, but that's typical Mexican media. Blame the coach, blame the coach, blame the coach, never the players, blame the coach. Never blame the executives, always blame the coach. The coach is fucking replaceable every single time. And that's kind of a sad thing to say. But after the game, that's what I was kind of saying was like they were just like, yeah, how can America compete with this athleticism? Tillman was one that they talked about a lot. He just kept fucking running. Long while he was in there, he just kept running and he was big. When Giroud went to the game, they couldn't put a body on him. There was no one his size.
Just to stop you, I think we give Tillman a lot of shit, and a lot of people give Tillman a lot of shit. Tillman had a great game tonight. I thought Tillman was really, really strong, start to finish for LAFC.
No, he was fantastic.
He usually it's his physicality. I feel like that sometimes gets him in trouble because he just has to lead with it.
Yeah, they talked a lot about Igor Jesus. I know you said that his first half was fantastic, second half not so much. But again, his physicality scored the goal. The fact that he's 6 foot, the fact that he's just bigger.
Is he?
Than all their midfielders? I think he is. I think he's 6'1". He's bigger than most. I know Alan Cervantes, who I've been asking, just like to myself, I've been asking for JT to sign. It'll never happen. But I think he's 6'1", but he's very thin. Again, I know Vince hates it, but Igor Jesus can use his body. He has physicality on a lot of those America midfielders. Alvaro Fidalgo is tiny. El Chiquito that means the small one. That means that for a reason, he's just very small midfielders. So again, they put in Jonathan Dos Santos, who was washed up 5 years ago. So it's just one of those things.
Hold on, I do want to read this comment. It's very important that I read this comment from Lawless Council. Cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Make sure you remove the space at VRJQOYBF. Cheap viewers on streamboo.space.com, but make sure to remove the space at VRJQOYBF. Okay, keep going.
Fuck, I don't even know what to say anymore.
Oh, any happy feet or sad feet? Because we do. It's getting late enough that we should start wrapping this up.
Yeah, I'm just really ecstatic that you guys are still on right now. Fucking awesome.
Sorry to interrupt you there. That was just there's some urgency to that one, as you could tell. So
yeah, no. Sometimes you get an important one.
I love it.
When
so
Lawless,
much. I can't wait
when Lawless Council shows up, we gotta put him on.
I just can't wait.
This is what we're talking about. The club getting to another level. People from all over the world are commenting. Sorry, we keep interrupting you now.
It's fine. Happy foot. We won. I don't know what else to say. I was going crazy. I was fucking ecstatic.
Yeah, man. This one was
really ecstatic. Before you go, I also want to say thank you for sharing your story for the Vela memories that anchored our show, and it was beautiful.
And I just want to let you. Why we won.
I just want to let you guys know, like, I re-recorded that like fucking 20 times.
You did a good job.
Thanks. Again, I was like, it was like way too long, and I was like, this doesn't need to be this long. I just give them, from the heart. Love you guys.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you for calling in for the first time. It really means a lot.
It'll always be the best. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Edgar points out reaching unprecedented levels of thick sode. This is by far the thickest sode we've ever done, Darren.
The sods don't get this thick, or so we thought.
The sode is dangerously thick because we still have some super chats,
really,
and I do have to work.
Sode, if you will.
I was gonna say I have to work in the morning. I have to work. It's already 1 a.m. Darren, you have a family.
I'm gonna edit this, and then I'm gonna go to sleep and wake up.
Okay, wait. We have my favorite super chat we've ever got. $4.99 from DeCoog, and it's a cougar, and there's no comment.
Well, it's a sticker, I think, which doesn't come through StreamYard. We'll see it on YouTube.
DeCoog, thank you so much, DeCoog, for $4.99.
There is actually a non-super chat here that is an interesting comment. TUD Marcial Soto says Tudden.
I think it's Tudin. I always say Tudin.
It's the Netflix thing, yeah. TUDN, Tudin, is owned by Univision, who merged with Televisa, who owns Club America.
Yeah, that tracks. But I mean, like, it's the type of thing that doesn't ever bother me really, where it's like, if you track money to its source, everything's owned by like 3 people.
Yeah. No, I don't mean for any sort of like foul play or anything, but like it tracks with what Justin was saying about them kind of like simping for them and then being like, oh, our team lost.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy. I don't know. Yeah.
I really wish if someone could make a compilation of Mexican pundits freaking out with English subtitles, it would really mean a lot to me.
You could
do a lot of labor for free.
I think they have that. You could go to the YouTube video and just
Darren,
switch
why
to English
did you get rid of DeCoog's comment? We haven't thanked DeCoog enough.
Because Adam also gave us a super chat.
DeCoog, I just want to say, if a cougar wants to talk to it at any point, if like any wild animals want to send us super chats, we would love to get wild animals.
It could just be an older woman who likes younger men. It could be a
you saw
cougar.
The photo. That's a cat, man. That's not a lady. Go, Adams. Read Adams. I'll read Adams. You're laughing. $4.99. You're laughing at that's a cat, man. Not a lady.
The point of the show where you sincerely said that's a cat, man. That's not a lady.
My shirt has been backwards long enough that it doesn't feel uncomfortable anymore. Adam, $4.99. Thank you so much for the super chat. Since we're all up late, should we do a half Saffer diner meetup? See you all at Astro. I shouldn't be driving right now, Adam, but seriously, love you all. Amazing winning night.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to Astro Diner now, but I do think if I don't go to Atlanta, I'll figure something out where I'll let people know what bar we should watch at. But we have to make sure it's a bar that they'll show the game at.
We can go to the LAFC partner bars.
Yeah.
They have a whole list of bars that when you go there and ask for the game, they'll be like, what?
Yeah. If it's not a normal place where they show the game, it's harder. But I wonder, no, the only bar that I'm friends with people who work there don't have TVs, so that won't work. I'll figure it out, but I might go to Atlanta.
Right.
But yeah, love you, Adam. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you, Adam. Another one from Nut. Thank you, Nut. Who's giving more tonight? Nut in aggregate or Amirian Law? We don't know.
Or Mike. Mikey did a good job.
Mikey, yeah. Did anyone see the sombrero kid? Was he crying at the end of the match? He's getting a bad rap. I think wasn't the case that he held up the Club America kit in the preseason game to do a bit to like stomp on it, but then it cut away from him early, so it just looked like he was holding it up?
We don't know, but I do know that after that happened, there was a rumor that was true, and people were saying that in the Discord. I don't know how people know the intricacies of Sombrero Kid's routine. Right. It feels like a game of telephone. We do know that for a while after that, he was not put on the Jumbotron. They brought him back after, somewhat recently.
I'm going to defend him. You know what? Nothing but respect for my Rizzler.
Oh yeah, that's our Rizzler. We don't need the Rizzler. We got Sombrero Kid. Amir in Law says, shout out to the people still here, 90 people at 1 a.m. Yeah, honestly, thank you for telling me that because we only get the aggregate number. So we could have been doing this for no one. So thank you for.
Yeah, it is a lot. The number they're giving us is a live number, actually. There's a lot of people still hanging out.
I don't think that's live. I guess it is.
It's claiming to be live.
It's claiming, but you can't trust it. A lot of the numbers are coming from Twitter, and you can't claim those numbers. Travis, your video quality works worse on Twitch.
Oh man, from
L Rizzlers.
Twitch is, Twitch is the high ropes.
Ryan Olson, $9.99. Thank you so much for the sticker. You're not a wild animal, so it doesn't mean as much, but you gave more money, so it does mean more. So thank you, Ryan.
He's a great guy, though.
And he did defend Sombrero Kid's honor.
Did he?
Yeah, Modelo Gando.
I was like, I'm gonna go. Oh, here, look. I'm gonna find these stickers. I don't know. Okay.
I'm losing it, Darren. We gotta get through this.
Let's wrap this up. Okay.
Underway. Thank you so much for the super chat. Sam Ferrer, best member of Maroon 5. Sure. I wish I could tell you I knew more members of Maroon 5 than the guy, my friend James and Adam Levine. But since James went out of his way to spend multiple days making us a theme song with very good musicians, and he did it for free, James Valentine is the best member.
Seems like best musician to me. Yeah, seems like best one.
Not only we have never told this story. James is a friend of mine. I met him through his wife. He's a very nice guy. Like an amateur pro pickleball player, like very good at pickleball.
Really?
But yeah, I don't remember the exact conversation, but I think his wife was like, I think he'd do it if you just asked. And I asked, and he was like, sure. And it was right after he was like, I'd love to. It was right after we'd won MLS Cup. And I was like, this is the origin story of our theme song. I said, well, I wanted our theme song to be Oi Mi Amor, but Darren was afraid we'd get get taken down for copyright. Can you give us something that feels like that, but is our own thing? And so it's a song inspired by that song and other songs that band has done, that he then brought in a member of Bright Eyes and a jazz drummer to record in his private studio an incredible theme song for us. So James Valentine's number one, but thank you for the super chat. And James Valentine, thank you for doing that. I tell him thank you when I see him, but he doesn't care about the show.
The best. He doesn't?
No, I don't think he.
What?
I think he's gone to an LAFC game though.
Okay, and.
All right, we got
not just any jazz drummer. If you haven't,
Louis Palmer
at the end of every show, but go look up Louis Palmer. I think on Instagram would be a good place to follow him. He's just fucking incredible.
Yeah, and also Nate Walcott from Bright Eyes does the trumpet on the song. But James also did all the mixing and stuff. And I was like, hey, we'd love little bumpers to go in and out of commercials, and he created them out of what people recorded. Like he did a bunch of work for free for us. So no one will ever say a negative thing to me about the band Maroon 5. Final tip from Ephraim super chat from Ephraim Benitez. $5. Any tips? That's where I got it from, on what drug to take for the Coldplay concert next week.
From Maroon 5 to Coldplay.
Yeah, we're showing our cards here. Sublime, Maroon 5, and Coldplay. We are the whitest LAFC podcast.
We really are.
The what drug to take at Coldplay? Have you tried Zyrtec? I mean, if you want to go crazy, Zyrtec D, the behind the counter stuff.
That has pseudoephedrine in it. Some people use that to make meth.
Yeah, but you need a lot of it, so you have to show your ID so you know it's good.
But now that I think about it, how about meth?
Yeah, I don't know if I went to a Coldplay concert as a senior in high school That's how long Fix You came out, because I remember like crying to Fix You after graduating. But the,
guys, Travis and I have been in the audience for some great a cappella renditions of Fix You in college. Okay.
I do think
we had to follow some great renditions.
I don't remember that we did.
We used to do those shows in college, those where we were like the comedy act on this like big variety show of a bunch of different types of performance groups. And then like a cappella groups would come in and do like Fix You. And then we'd have to come out and be like, how about some comedy now? Yeah. Those were fun times.
I remember doing it a little. I do remember we did improv in a church once after a a cappella group. And let's just say we crushed.
You know who's the original a cappella artist? My man, Jesus Christ.
Oh. Why? Go for it.
No instruments. I don't know.
No, you keep explaining.
I don't know anything. You know what? Maybe he did play an instrument.
His instrument was a hammer. He was a carpenter.
Fair.
You know I love our one Lord Jesus Christ, and he's Catholic.
let's not go down this road.
Oh, our one Catholic God, Jesus Christ. Shout out to Pope Leo.
Go back to Coldplay.
Is it a coincidence that we get an American Pope and then suddenly we're in Club World Cup, Darren? Is it a coincidence that we get a
Chicago
woke Leo
Berhalter?
You know it's late in the show.
Drugs?
I start talking about Catholicism.
Did you say Zyrtec because of like it's like if you get a cold?
Oh no, that is funny. That's funny. No, you don't take Zyrtec if you get a cold. Take cold medicine. I said it like I don't know if you really want to be on drugs at a cold, but like the guy in Coldplay is in his late 50s now, right? Or at least early 50s. Like, and it's not like Fish where you want to be on acid. And it's certainly not an upper.
Coldplay is the drug, brother.
I mean, I guess like do CBD heavy weed. And I say this as someone who went to a Coldplay concert as a young man. You're fine. You're gonna be fine.
They do a lot of like they're into doing a lot of like crazy fun visual stuff.
You know what?
They have that whole album that was like rainbow paint stuff.
I was gonna say I bet you'll if you did Molly, you would have fun because you could be like,
yeah, do Molly. Let's just cut to the chase. Do Molly. Fuck yeah. Now we're gonna get taken down. We're gonna get copyright on that because it was such a good rendition.
I'm like, I hate Coldplay, but I'm like, Third Eye Blind fucking rules.
Yeah, you don't hate Coldplay.
Adam Chazin with the last super chat of the night. No one else send in super chats.
We just don't have control over that, Travis. We can't decide that.
Important question. Will there be a special storyline song edition for the Club World Cup? Thank you so much for the super chat. And Andrew Bauer said the same thing 2.5 hours ago.
It's true. I saved it. I noticed it. Which I feel bad about now because Adam had to pay.
I mean, it was a great play from you, Darren. As we were saying, snatch.
That was a real money. This show's a real money grab. This is a busy couple weeks. And I will say the playoff remix took longer than I want to admit. No, I could tell.
But I would, this is, and what's fun is you never know, because the Club World Cup's not every year. You never know how long it's going to be in the vault. I could be dead. And Darren's I could be dead from the Molly I took at the Coldplay concert. And 15 years from now, we qualify for the Club World Cup again. And Darren's like, it's time for storylines. And Darren's doing it with Vince's beautiful child because Vince has quit the show a long time ago. And
Nepo baby.
And
not those accusations.
You're surprised by the Club World Cup. I gotta do it. We'll see we'll see how many more loops that program has that I use. I got to do it.
I think it's just got to be the playoffs one, but just say Club World Cup instead of the playoffs.
Club World Cup, bitch. No, because then that makes the playoff less special, right? And
yeah, which they are.
Yeah, I mean, look, okay, let's go through a couple more comments and then let's call it. We're at 2:40. I'm not going 3 hours.
We're just getting started, Travis. We're going all fucking night.
You could go 3 hours if you want. You could go 3 hours. I gotta go. I gotta do work. Let's go.
I got big plans tomorrow. Actually, we're going to playgrounds. We're going to fucking.
And you have to edit.
It's climbing gym.
240 is enough for these people.
I'm trying to go to Lilo and Stitch tomorrow, Travis.
I heard it's good.
Oh, good. Oh.
Learning that I could do this makes me wonder
those
why.
Of you who are just listening and may have not even noticed this earlier, we're just swapping the placement of our faces, which I'm discovering tonight. People have opinions on. People have a problem with us changing that, and I don't have a problem with people having a problem with that. But I also don't care what order.
I didn't even notice that they was always in the same place. I'm just looking at myself.
To be honest with you, I do always put myself on the left because I feel bad that I made the layout such that the logo sometimes covers part of our faces. So I was like, I'll just make it cover part of my face.
You're so selfless. You know who else was selfless? Our one Catholic God, Jesus Christ.
Is he a god? Is he God?
Yes, Darren.
Okay.
You got to learn about my religion.
I'm not familiar.
There are 3 gods and they're all the same person. God, his son, and a ghost. And they're all God. And don't ask me to explain it, but they're all God.
If you're looking for an explanation, a religion 101 explanation, get it from a third hour of a live stream soccer podcast.
Okay, here's my best guess. Okay, and this I'm going to sincerely try. I'm going to sincerely try.
You're supposed to be coming from a place of authority.
Well, I haven't studied this in a long time. God was God.
It's a far cry from the very confident we're used to. That's all I'm saying.
God has a son. He made son a man. And I don't remember. I think he knows that his son's going to die one day, which is also crazy. But he brings his son to earth as a man to kill him. But Jesus is also God. And then also there's a ghost. And I don't know where the ghost comes into it. So that when you do the sign of the cross, you're doing the 3 different gods, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
I see. I can't believe this is the first time. I can't believe this is the first time I'm doing this on a live stream. If you're still with us, I can't believe it. But you're experiencing this now for the first time live. Sound off in the chat if you can tell what we cut.
Why would you cut that? I'm explaining. Okay. Final super chat because we said no more. Ephraim, are you going to try to get people from other clubs we play on the pod? I was thinking that'd
be wonderful.
I think that we're going to have a great opportunity to talk to people from other countries to get
anybody who has any sort of Catholicism podcast. That would be great.
But no, literally, like to find a Tunisian podcast to come on and tell us about their team would be incredible.
Absolutely thrilling.
I'm sure we could get a fucking Chelsea podcast, no doubt. And then
do they have podcasts over there in the UK? Soccer podcasts?
Yeah, and we'll ask them about Giroud and what's wrong with him.
You think they know? You think they knew?
Well, he had left. He was at Milan when
he was good after Chelsea.
Yes. All right. Holy Spirit gets 2 taps. That's right. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's 2 words. What do you expect? My fingers can't type it. Vaughn, you said you were going. You made me do the night celebration. We're going. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. What a night. If you're still here, we made it. We're 2 hours, 45 minutes in.
We got the 3-hour pod. Somebody mentioned early in the show we're going 3 hours. And we were like, fuck no. And we did.
Let me end on a serious note. If you don't subscribe to the Patreon, I don't like you. I think you're a bad person. No, I'll say this, right?
Setting back my surgery recovery in a real way.
This season has not been fun. This has been probably the hardest season to do this podcast of the three. It's been a rough patch. We've played, even when we win, really frustrating soccer, but it's given us a couple of moments that have been really joyful. We got the win at home against Columbus, a team we could not beat, and we fucking dominated them at home, and we were able to beat them on aggregate. We had a win against Messi in Miami at home, and while we did not beat them long term, no one can take away how fun that fucking night was. And even that night, we said no one can take this away from us, that Nathan Ordaz was the one who beat Messi. And tonight, for the second time in an important tournament, and this time in a way more important tournament, I think, to Club America, we not only beat the biggest team on the continent, we outplayed the biggest team on the continent. And I don't think we've talked about that enough. We didn't just win, we outplayed them. And sure, they looked prettier at times, and sure that they have more talent on their roster. We were the better team tonight. And so, as much as we all hyper fixate on winning competitions, the Club World Cup is fun because we're playing with house money. No one expects us to even get out of the group, right? We maybe have a faint hope we could compete with Flamengo. Getting out of the group would be insane, but no one's even expecting us to get that far. This is the win.
You're not going to catch people complaining when we lose in the Club World Cup. Like, I can't believe we blew it. We shouldn't have been able.
Darren, you're going to be surprised. We will be catching people saying we blew it. I'll just say, cherish nights like tonight, and remember that this is why you watch sports. It's not just about completing efficient soccer and winning every game and doing everything right all the time. It's going into a game, a really big game when you're the underdog, thinking you're going to lose with 10 minutes left in the game and winning the fucking game in extra time and getting to fucking hold. And I bet that team's going to fucking implode. I bet their coach is gone this week. I bet they get rid of half those fucking players. The media is going to be on their ass forever. And we've done that to America now twice. They've never beaten us. People were saying they beat us in PK at SoFi. PKs don't count as a win on the stat sheet, motherfucker. That's a tie. They have never beaten us. So we are the Club America beaters. We are their boogeyman. We are their Kendrick Lamar. And in the words of Kendrick Lamar, I wish my dick was big as the Eiffel Tower so I could fuck the world for 72 hours. Thanks so much for listening.
Let's not. No.
Happy Foot, Sad Foot. This is our podcast about soccer. I love you. Bye.
Oh, boy. I love you. Bye.
End the stream, Trav.